Rio. One of these squads gets to move on and take the mantle of having dominated their opposition throughout the year. We're gonna get live into the pistol round, 8 seconds remaining. We got plenty of action coming in. Glocks for MOUZ on the T side starting off, and Vitality get open up on the defense.
Yeah, I liked what we heard Josh say just before this, the fact that Team Vitality getting a start on the CT side. We know they've been struggling on the T side. We'll see if that favors them.
It's a huge point that we'll be bringing up throughout this, is the T-side struggles of Vitality are a very, very real thing. However, the CT sides, players are playing well on defense. CT sides lockdowns have been solid for Vitality. They'll get tested here up con. First contact from Exertion, who's moved in. Mezzi's going to be gush, but there's plenty of Vitality players to handle this.
Yeah, Brolin and Shuey taking 2 between them. Flames able to follow up back here for Vitality. 3v3, and lots of time still left in this pistol round, and Apex is caught between 3 targets. His teammates going down, and finally Apex connecting another headshot. ZywOo and Apex against Torzi and Shuey to close the pistol round.
Yeah, ZywOo's just showed up. Very deadly superstar player. Bombs evacuated though. Torji's backed off towards Catwalk. Shuey's fallen back in towards Connector to cut off any kind of a flank. So isolated 1v1 at the B bomb site with Torji and ZywOo as he makes his way over. Shuey and Apex are going to try and find each other over in middle. Apex knows it can't possibly be clear. And ZywOo misses that piece of information, but Apex has no HP to take this fight.
Yeah, Shuey just keeping him pinned, but it's ZywOo, and it slipped ever closer to that B bomb site. Apex still in that awkward fight against Shuey. The battle of the in-game leaders goes down, and it's Shuey to win it. ZywOo with no kid on his back. That is the big problem here for him. He's looking at short side. There's no peeks. No one from MOUZ wanting to offer him up an opportunity. We know he's one of the best pistol players in the world, and the time is the problem here for ZywOo. He won't be able to win it, but he'll certainly walk away with both kills.
Yeah, but MOUZ is obviously very happy. Who cares about the kills? Take that pistol round victory. A drawn-out affair, but a very nice escape up Catwalk for Torji, as him and Shuey decide the fight at the A bomb site ain't worth it. And it's 1-0. Pistol round for MOUZ. Second round bye coming in for Vitality. Scout coming out. Interesting thing that Vitality is going to have to deal with throughout this is the conversation around MOUZ has been a lot of coming into this event with a changed playbook, different tactics. Shuey gave an interview and basically said, we revamped a lot of things. We revamped the way we approach coming into these big games. We revamped our playbook, and it's yielding results early on.
Well, ZywOo farming early on in this round. Mezzi's beside him. 2 opening kills for Vitality, 1 back from Torzi, but that is not enough. And the 2 remaining MOUZ players have penetrated the B bomb site, but it's Spinks that is quiet in behind the bench, not revealing his position until he decides to peek out. Gets 1 before going down to Brolin, but this has got to be brilliant from Brolin. It's a 1v4 total, 3 more targets to collect.
A little bit of patience from Vitality. Flames has low HP, so he'll be the one they send out as bait. They're waiting for ZywOo to be in position and ready to go on the flank, and everyone's going to follow up on Flames' information.
Flames is low, but first player in. Lands the dink on Brolin, then the interesting conversation around ZywOo. Obviously reopened the conversation about being the #1 player of this year with a win in Cologne. It's a 3-way race between him, m0NESY, and Donk. And obviously m0NESY not making it into the playoffs, coming last year at IEM Rio, and Donk not in attendance with Team Spirit. So ZywOo has an opportunity to actually just start pulling away towards the later stages of the year.
Reinserted into the conversation after the Cologne victory, and obviously now looking to take a step forward. He's got a couple of things on the cards in this playoffs as well. He's also sat at 20 MVPs at the moment. He's overtaken Device, who's at 19. Simple holds the record at 21. So a victory here in Rio for ZywOo, and an MVP on top of that. He's going to tie Simple for career MVPs at big events.
Certainly looks like ZywOo's definitely more in a position to win more of those throughout his career than Simple currently is at the moment. So a lot of individual personal achievements available here for ZywOo. MOUZ down to 2 Deagles, a Tech 9, a Galil, and a Scout. Now we know MOUZ are capable of damaging the side of Vitality in a round like this, especially with Torzi on the Scout. We've seen him look real solid in the group stages. Exertion boosted up into the window.
He could be so good and so dynamic in a position like that, especially we'll keep an eye when the AKs come out for MOUZ. Biding his time and waiting for the moment where it feels like the defensive attention has been taken away for him to slide in towards window. They would need to get some kills elsewhere for that to happen.
Yeah, lose this round, MOUZ are out of money for the next.
They don't really have anything, MOUZ, to do in this round. They don't really have any flashbangs to activate. They're hoping for a mistake. They got in position, and now they kind of just have to start going for it. This Galil open into the bomb site. Berlin sprays down Apex.
Wow.
And this has worked way too perfectly for MOUZ. There goes ZywOo.
And that's where you're talking about exertion getting into the window. That's the impact he can deliver. In a position to fire through the smoke, but he was a little bit too exposed. And MOUZ gets that first kill. Still 2 more to get if he wants Vitality's second round here and now. He's obviously got to worry about so many positions, so he goes back to check connector, sees another target. He was close to bringing down Brolin. He would love a grenade. That would finish him off, but without that grenade, it is looking very unlikely now that Merriman will be able to get himself back into this.
Yeah, he knows with the second player, as you can see him predicting the follow-up peak, but not going to be able to handle it. Nice swing from the Imfat. And that's, again, a back-and-forth affair to start out this map. MOUZ respond in kind. They win the pistol, lose the second, but they've got the third as well, and Vitality's going to have to force up, but it's quite a dangerous force up.
It is. I mean, they're on double eco on majority of players, so they're going to obviously go for the pistols, but ZywOo had the extra money, so we're actually going to see him buy the AWP coming into this next round.
Crazy to see Exertion actually get the opening kill of that too, with the Deagle coming in towards window. So enough attention to take and to keep ZywOo from peeking him, and he slides into a gap. Really well done from Exertion. Off on ZywOo. They've bought up MP9s and upgraded pistols around it. That AWP is going to be positioned over towards the B halls, and he's got targets coming.
The unscope and the retreat, leaving Spinks in position at the apartments. He is the player likely to take contact while ZywOo's eyes now gaze it short. MOUZ about to try and split this B-bomb site. ZywOo's chimed in with that AWP, and Spinks needs this! Recovers it. Was a little bit messy, but eventually gets the kill required.
Very messy. Now, Vitality have to be careful, because the initial impulse, especially with pistols and weaker weapons, is to perhaps over-rotate. Mezzi slid over. Flame started cheating. He's hit the pause button because they're coming in con right now. Flashbang is out, but he had vision before it pops. Shuhei goes down.
Burning.
Flamesy made to make a move, and he's got another, and Vitality respond as well.
What a back-and-forth game we're being treated to already right off the start, and there's not a lot of money for MOUZ. They might be baited in again to go for the force buy, knowing that Vitality have not built their funds up.
That AWP from ZywOo, I really shocked and scared him coming up catwalk.
I mean, they're not ready for an AWP in that round. They think they've got them on the brink of collapse, and ZywOo whops out the AWP.
Xaz calls a timeout for Vitality. You can see him very emphatic, talking things over. He's had enough of the back and forth. He's saying this is the first time we've had a really good buy in terms of all rifles across the board. Nobody stuck on an SMG. We've got all the utility. They're going to be busted. This is around Vitality. Absolutely have to establish economic superiority for the first stage of this map.
Had a very candid interview from Apex before this game started, where he was saying, you know, we've been on the road for a very long time now. We've had the same schedule as the rest of the top squads, and you are going to see mistakes in this game. You are going to see them mess up and be scrappy, and it's great to have that honesty, but we're seeing it so early. That's what happens when you don't have that time to go home and fix all the little details. You're just going event to event and playing the Counter-Strike that's lying in front of you.
Good shot from ZywOo. Shuhei trying to break his angle, beat his angle, and jump across to the boxes. And now you've got this play towards the B-bomb site. Mezzi challenged.
Yeah, Spinks sees the first jump past the window. It's another full commitment for MOUZ to B, but they will not break. Vitality hold on. Spinks and Mezzi get their kills, and it all collapses for MOUZ. Finally, we should see the end of the force buys. The eco's coming up for MOUZ, and Vitality should be now increasing their scoreline to 4.
Yeah, it's going to start settling into more normal Counter-Strike. Good hold from Mezzi. Had a lot of critique headed his way through various parts of the year about his performances in Vitality. He got a good defense from the coach as well. Axtaz mentioning he's one of the best anchors out there at the moment. Maybe a couple names you could put ahead of him, but when it comes to having a dominant anchor, Mezzi's right up there, able to compete with the best. So very happy with the performance of Mezzi in those positions is Xtaz.
Yeah, I mean, when you're the 5th player in Vitality, there's always going to be conversation about a possible replacement, a possible upgrade coming in, and there is those speculations.
And remember, he also came in and took the spot of Magisk, who's one of the most storied players in those positions as well. So yeah, it's not an easy job, Mezzi, coming in to fill those shoes in this squad. MOUZ taking their time, being patient in this round with only Glocks talking some things over.
The 2 in-game leaders today have had very different paths to becoming an IGL. Shuey started his professional career as an in-game leader. Obviously, Apex did not. He was an entry fragger for so many years and was there from the beginning.
And Shuey, right out of the gate, like right when he came on everyone's radar around that Paris major, was very quickly considered to be the most promising in-game leader prospect out there in all of Counter-Strike.
I mean, if you're able to lead the Gamer Legion squad to a major final,
yeah,
I mean,
you can't mess with that.
You can't mess with that at all. And we've obviously gone on to see the likes of Ima rise up. MOUZ attacking into the A-bomb site, not expected to get anything out of this. A shutdown from Vitality. 5 players stay up, and they are stabilizing their money. They're starting to see it grow.
You got to be super happy if your Xtaz out of the timeout that he took. He takes that timeout. They win against the Force Buy with all 5 players surviving. Follow-up round as well against the Unarmored Glocks. All 5 players survive. Money has just ballooned for Vitality. But this is the first real gun round we get. Finally, we've got everyone with their rifles and utility on both teams. Berlin's going to be heading to the A-bomb site. Exertion and Yimfat towards the B site, and underpass Torji and Shuhei to work middle on the default.
ZywOo's had a hot start, 10-1 at the moment. Looking to continue that into this first gun round. Shuhei with mid-control applying pressure in towards connector as Apex has eyes on ramp.
Look how aggressive Shui's being though. This is very quick. There's a lurk smoke.
Oh, ZywOo's watched it.
Yeah, nice try. Try and be a little tricky, but not enough cover from the smoke, and Shuhei goes down.
Oh, feet of Brolin spotted. Can he deal with both? The answer to that is no, but he does well to at least get Apex. Now Yimpat's turn. He tries to move out into the B-bomb site, but Mezzy in a difficult position to clear, and MOUZ fall down to just 2 players. Exertion in his common position, moving through the window, and Spinks is completely aware of that possibility. Exertion unable to do anything, and Torzi's now left in an impossible 1v4. He'll carry his AK over.
Nice defense from Vitality. Good reactions as well. It's that standard default on Mirage for MOUZ that they've played against so many times. Brolin alone outside of A, 2 players in middle. Once they realize Shuhei's making that aggressive play, they know it's the standard default. When you spot the feet at the A ramp, both players get aggressive, and they whittle MOUZ down. Torji just trying to do some damage, and it could be so useful. One more kill could actually be massive for Torji if he's able to find it. But Vitality being disciplined, they'll make him commit into a bomb site.
There's so much money in reserve here for Vitality that you really don't want to lose this AK. It's going to hurt you more than it hurts them at this point. They are peeking him, applying pressure to Torsi. He won't escape as ZywOo will continue to frag out his 12th kill of this map so far, and we're only getting into round 8.
ZywOo's been an absolute stud for Vitality, as we all know, over the years. But even in this event, he had that monster game against the Mongols to qualify for the playoffs, 69 and 29. He seems to be hitting a new level that's impressive, even for our expectations of him.
It's true. It really is true. And I mean, he's got a lot of criticisms about sometimes going missing in the big playoff games. Hopefully we've turned a new page for ZywOo in that regard as well.
I love his chances in this run to the finals at Rio.
They're reigning champions, Vitality. Good to see them in position to possibly win back-to-back. The run to the Intel Grand Slam, the Rio win has expired. They're down to just 1 win. That obviously comes from Cologne.
Exertion praying for a challenge and trying to bring a lot of attention to his direction. He did find the kill. But meanwhile, the movements on the other side of the map don't net anything, and Exertion can only do the one so quickly. Shuhei and Torji, the last remaining for MOUZ.
Hasn't felt like MOUZ have been able to get into this game yet.
No, not quite yet. But I mean, that back and forth at the start of the half really kind of throws, I don't know, the pacing of a half. Your feel of it might fall apart a little bit. So MOUZ is still working into that. They have another gun round coming up next. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
They might just straight up win this one.
Maybe there's something here. Shuhei with a shot back on Spinks. Apex having to chime in with a sniper instead as ZywOo has switched out to the rifle. It is Shuhei alone in a 1v2, and can the in-game leader feasibly pull this off? 1v2 for Shuhei on the ramp. Nade, flash, land towards his position, but he's still got his health. There's no util left here for Vitality. No smoke. Onto that defuse. Apex goes down first, and suddenly just ZywOo. But you can't say just, because he wins this clutch easily. It's another round for Vitality, but Shui makes it close.
ZywOo recovers. Oh no, he mismoved to get the AWP at the end of the round. They'll have to reinvest in that, but ZywOo's got 15K, so not a big deal. First time out used by MOUZ. They want to have a conversation. As you mentioned, haven't really been able to get any momentum going. These gun rounds have not gone their way. The trades back and forth to start the half were nice. Gun rounds looking a little bit ugly. Remember, they did come into this event mentioning how much they changed their plan, how much they changed their style, changed their playbook. So this is a conversation likely to make sure everyone's on the same page if the new ideas brought in.
You know, speaking of a plan, game plan coming into a map like this on your map pick, how much does that back and forth, that scrappy force by war affect your game plan coming into the T side?
I mean, you're still going to get right into it. It just delays when you can actually start, you know, getting into the gun rounds that you want to run. And
I know there's only 4 left, right?
Right, and then you obviously have run out of quite a bit of time to make this recovery happen. So MOUZ looking up at Vitality from the bottom of a hole they've dug themselves into on this T side.
Keep it to our playbook, boys. Our playbook is really good. Also, we worked on stuff for the last 2 weeks. No one has any idea what we worked on, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Really great one.
Another teaser about what they've been working on over the last 2 weeks. No one has any idea what to expect from MOUZ.
Yeah, which is obviously the advantage of something like this, but the negative side of things is you also don't know if you're going to be able to make things work. If you haven't tested it in a live situation on a stage, if something goes wrong, are you going to be prepared and have the knowledge to work a solution?
Well, Spinks not off to the best of starts in this round. The grenade will find him, and he can't get out of there. Finally, he will on 8 HP.
I wonder what he chooses to do. He could go over to the B bomb site and just swap out with ZywOo, whether it's position and whether it's weapon, so that ZywOo's op can be mobile and has spotted nothing in the B bomb site. But still pretty content, Vitality looks to have ZywOo be the main point of defense at the B bomb site. It's Mezzi who will shift over to A as Spinks plays very passively outside the murder hole. And MOUZ once again attempting to split the A bomb site.
One through Palace, one through the ramp. And the main prong to the approach right into flames as it burns away. It evaporates as the T side of MOUZ is collapsing and flames his hands, and it's Yimpat alone at 1v4. Can't do much. Off the top of Tetris, he is toppled as Vitality continue to build a beautiful defense.
I don't know what's causing it. It looks like MOUZ is a little tentative to take fights. It looks like MOUZ individuals are a little bit afraid of kind of moving into positions. And I don't know whether there is like a loss of confidence, maybe a little bit of fear for whatever reason. It also very much could be there's so much focus perhaps on trying to adhere to this new style and new playbook that they brought in that they're thinking so much about what the right and wrong of the tactic is that they're not playing the game itself. They're focused on something outside of it. And it better change quickly because Vitality start building to critical mass.
3 rounds left in this half for MOUZ. They're dreaming of a 7-5 scoreline. Mezzi peeks out. Confident fight on towards Brawl, and he knows there's many numbers in behind that, and Spinks' turn to step up alongside of Mezzi. The first 2 fall, and it's MOUZ again, unanswered in the trades. They have to call that B play off. They haven't been able to break through that B bomb site yet. Plan B. Now to go back to middle, and Spinks is aware of that possibility. He's not alone. He's got flames with him. And suddenly Torzi again in an impossible situation. It is another round here for Vitality.
Another very convincing round. No bomb plan as well, so while you have the full losing bonus, money's still not great. That was a round in which they forced up the AKs with very light utility, and you can see if plan A fails, plan B is not an option.
Second timeout for MOUZ. Running out of opportunities in this half now.
Here's a problem they're having at the moment. The last time these two teams played Mirage was back at ESL Pro League Season 19, the finals, so the first Pro League season of this year. And it was a win for MOUZ on that map. But one thing they did really, really good against Vitality in that is setting up in their default. They had 2 to 3 players taking middle to have take some attention away. Whenever they got a kill or got a 1-for-1 trade, they rotated players around and very convincingly and very quickly attacked the B bomb site into Mezzi. That worked time and time again. Now when they're going mid, ZywOo's picked him off a number of times. You know, he's 4-0 in opening duels, and when he's positioned in middle, he's been able to take a scalp now and again. So MOUZ playing from behind very frequently when they run that default that been effective for him in the past. And now it's just a question of, is this new playbook deep enough that MOUZ can scrape together the last 2 rounds of this and give themselves some space, something to work with?
Oh, missed smoke. out to the window.
Remember, Vitality's T-side has struggled throughout this entire event. MOUZ 1 or 2 rounds could be everything if they can get it in this half.
With such limited utility, you cannot afford to be missing that window smoke here for MOUZ. When you so desperately need the remainder of this half to go your way. ZywOo up to 15 kills, 1 death. Exertion fighting in middle. At least they've claimed the life of Flames, and an opening fight has been traded.
Vitality's gonna fight this.
Spinks and Mezzi ready to go. There's a second player in window as well. This looks good for Vitality. They could crush this attack from MOUZ before it really gets going. Spinks' head spotted at the window. Short peek from Mezzi, but he's alone and he's down. And so is Spinks. MOUZ fighting forward, but ZywOo the relentless yet again with a shot to the chest of Exertion. And Apex with that distraction gets an easy kill into Connector under 1 minute as Apex gets a little lost, a little confused, and it's all on ZywOo.
I love this reposition though. If this was sped up a little bit faster, he might be able to catch Shuhei, who's not in the bomb site yet. Just now leaving Connector, he's gonna have a chance. Surely one. No, they wrap around into the site. They've gotten away. And ZywOo's gonna have to play the post plant. He goes for this all day with this money though.
Yeah, with this half that he's having, why wouldn't you give it a go? Tough clutch here for ZywOo. With the post plant positions that MOUZ find themselves in, they're about to get the info of where ZywOo's coming from as well with that grenade being used. This round looks very good for MOUZ to close on a third. ZywOo dives down into the sandwich. It would take something unbelievable, and that will not happen. Brolin will drop ZywOo, and a must-win round collected for MOUZ.
A good find, an unlikely round. They didn't come in with a whole lot of utility to work with. And that's the first time we've seen Vitality really try to aggressively punish some of the control that MOUZ has been able to get. Most of the time it's been sitting back in the bomb sites, destroying them as they try and make their move up Connector, destroying them as they try and come up ramp. This time Vitality wanted to bring the fight to MOUZ, and it backfires entirely.
Well, the fourth round could be absolutely perfect in the end for MOUZ. As you've mentioned, Vitality struggles on the T side are evident. Shuei's already got around the top boxes. Flames has eyes on this peak, but Shuei goes into the open. Mezzi's the one able to spin back and drop the in-game leader on the other side.
And good utility usage for Vitality, just covering the retreat of their players on mid-ramp, holding back with nades and Molotovs. This push from underpass, and now it's ZywOo who takes a scalp. That's Exertion.
MOUZ to try and recover a 3 versus 5 deficit in round 12. The bomb is all the way back at T-spawn. It can go into Palace. Brolin's currently on ramp. And Yimpat in middle. What can they put together here? Apex is changing his position late into this round as well. He'll play underneath the wood, elevated in the box to try and dodge any flames that might come his way. ZywOo now rotating over, an extra player to work with for Vitality's A defense, and Flames at stairs. Here comes the first contact. Yimpat catches Flames, distracted. One opening, one way back in here for the side of MOUZ. Apex is burning, Apex is down. MOUZ have recovered this into a 3 versus 3, but Spinks from short, grabbing that kill back. Yimpat gone, just Brolin and Torzi now left. Plant is being secured as we speak, but ZywOo to close it alongside Mezzi. 9-3 half from Vitality. They are in full control on the opening map of this quarterfinal.
Well, Apex alluded to the struggles of their T side in the pregame interview, but if you want to alleviate some of your concerns, a dominant CT side will do that. 9-3, a 6-round lead for Vitality as they switch sides. MOUZ is going to be defending now, and if you want any chance of a comeback, this is where you look to someone like Torji, whose CT side impact with the off has been beautiful all throughout Rio, but just in general, that whole team needs to wake up.
They really do. And if Vitality get a good start in the second half, they might not have to play many T-gun rounds whatsoever. Apex will bring a smoke Molotov into the pistol round.
18-2.
What a first
ZywOo.
half. Yeah, what a first half from ZywOo.
An incredible stat line to have. A slow pistol round from Vitality, looking for any pushes. Apex, the only one really starting to investigate. I say that, but Torji's also investigating a ramp from the CT side perspective. He sees that it's clear, which allows Brolin to shift his position. Up catwalk we go for Vitality.
Oh, Brolin getting through the smoke. Has to drop back in behind the cover. Exertion with the first kill of the round, but it's short-lived as MOUZ bites back immediately for Vitality, and they're going through the connector smoke. They're putting pressure on Brolin, who fights from jungle. He'll know that he's got to worry about window, and he got back to that shot, but he couldn't stop MOUZ.
Good swing from MOUZ with the bomb. Spinks is left in a lurk position. He's going to have to wrap all the way around 3-on-3. Shui and Yimpat are about to get to the CT spawn stairs, which is not guarded. So Spinks needs to be very cautious about his timing on this flank and listen to MOUZ and Apex and their communication for when this retake is beginning.
Shui making sure the close angle is checked. MOUZ's had a great start into this pistol. Might be the man to close it as well. Still at the firebox, sees another victim. MOUZ right between the eyes. It's a third kill of this pistol round. He's doing pretty much everything asked of him, and another shot for MOUZ. Why not? Ruling by royal decree in the pistol. It's MOUZ with all 5.
MOUZ haters in absolute shambles here today. 16-5 on MOUZ. This has been a brilliant performance. Beat bomb site anchor on the CT side, and now a wonderful pistol round to get Vitality started. And you mentioned it as well. And with the struggles of the T side, if you win the pistol, you don't have to play a whole lot of T-sided rounds. So he's got them out to that hot start. If they can sustain and convert this second round, all of a sudden Vitality's living the dream.
He was just landing everything. It was 6 shots from MOUZ right at the end. And Vitality can celebrate that one. 10 rounds collected. MOUZ once again, that old familiar sting of having to take a force buy after losing the pistol round. And there's no one home at the B-bomb site, Jason.
Nope, it's a safe call from MOUZ right out of the gate, you'd imagine. Jimmy's actually rotating over, but Exertion needs to be telling everyone there's no point. They're in the bomb site, they have control, already challenging towards catwalk. Take this scout, MP9s, the pistols, bring it into the next round, try it all over again. You'd likely, if you're MOUZ, be forcing in the next round regardless, considering the scoreline. So you might as well get yourself in a position where you get to try this one over, and then into what could be the final round, you have your weapons, and you can actually try and start a comeback. But it's a long road, and I guess the feeling that you should leave this match with is that this MOUZ lineup has not really showed up yet, whether it's new playbook, whatever it might be. There's not a lot of production from individuals. Nobody's bailing them out. Nobody's getting them started with an exciting, energy-infusing play.
Yeah.
And this has just been one-sided all the way through.
I mean, we've kind of moved away from the conversation about MOUZ being a team that can stall out when it comes to these playoff games. We've seen it throughout the early portions of the year. Opportunities at Katowice where they were destroyed by FaZe in their game, and they lost in the final of IEM Chengdu. But even in the pregame interview, Apex was saying, you know, that's not something he's thinking about anymore because this team have made improvements over the year. It was maybe true at the start, but not now. And I don't think we're seeing the MOUZ that have made those improvements at this moment, and we start to go back to that conversation about stalling out in playoff games.
Apex is walking up catwalk. He's peering over the smoke and towards the A bomb site, sees nothing. Vitality ready to pounce on this A site. They'd love Apex to give him some kind of a distraction, some kind of a kill, some kind of presence to potentially force a rotation. But he'll give up his standing and rotate back to the A bomb site, wrapping around through T-spawn. It's going to be ZywOo with the MAC-10 who just lurks middle. And this is going to be a set piece.
Which means Brolin's up first to try and stop the attack coming out of the ramp. doesn't really have the weapon here for the job, but MP9s can be surprising.
Depends on the flashbangs that are thrown by Vitality. If they throw one to make sure that's clear, it comes in late. Good turn from Brolin, good turn back, and kill.
Oh, yeah.
There's the second one, and now 2 MP9s. It's a lot better than 1.
Well, that's it. They've actually done it. Now, ZywOo stuck in middle. He's got a MAC-10 in this situation, but the bomb's down on ramp. MOUZ step up, and they shut down that Vitality attack as they try and come out of ramp. The MP9s, when they combine, they can be little but mighty. And then necessity for MOUZ to win that round.
A necessity, but they're not out of danger just yet. It will be a buy for Vitality. It will be AK-47s in utility. But what you've done, MOUZ, and again, not a lot of time left, but you've at least told Vitality, no, we want to see that crappy T-side in action. We want to see the place where you've struggled. You're going to have to win with that struggling T-side. You don't just get the freebie of playing against low buys this whole time. Now we've got the op on Torji. Now we've got Molotovs in utility and AK-47s. MOUZ is ready to party, and let's see how close they can get this.
Well, you said that Torji's AWP can prove to be a pivotal piece. Great work from MeZ again. ZywOo in middle, shutting Exertion out. And this was their opportunity. This was them returning to a bye for the first time here in the second half, and MOUZ are down 2 players instantly.
It's so recoverable considering the HP of MeZ and ZywOo. MOUZ might not know it, or they have to know they're both dinked. Their teammates will have called out.
This makes this fight so important in Shuey. As soon as that smoke fades away, it's ZywOo revealed, Apex down, and the round is recovered in an instant. MeZ's still low in HP, which means he needs to rely more on the rest of his team, and Flames and Spinks will combine to leave it all on Jimmy. He's coming back through jungle. First kill is good for Jimmy, but he's got to get more than that, and they'll offer them up another one. It's now just Spinks, and he's so close, but not close enough. Spinks able to make sure Vitality go to map point here on Mirage.
Yeah, huge clutch from Spinks. Nice win, and almost dropping the ball in the 3v1. But look at this. I mean, Vitality, that's just, they call a round and they put both their hot hands in position to provide the free win, and they deliver. MeZ with the pick onto the A-bomb side of Brolin out in the open. ZywOo finds a player swinging off catwalk, and your T-sides are going to get a lot easier playing 5-on-3. Coming into this, some of the struggles that Vitality have had on the offensive halves, they have the second highest rating in terms of winning 5v4s, but they have the second lowest rating in terms of winning 4v5. So the entry kills on their T-side have been everything. Their T-side kind of wins or loses based on if they get that first opening kill.
They got a couple of them in the last round, obviously making it still very close at the end there. Yimpat nearly pulling off an unthinkable 1v3. He's partial to those. We've seen it so many times before. Just when you think the day is at its darkest, the Finn comes out of nowhere, but not to be this time. Vitality on the brink of taking MOUZ's map pick in a very convincing 13-4 fashion. Yimpat pushes apartments.
There's some utility on a couple players from the MOUZ side considering how bad the economy is for them, but the problem is it's only located, it's not spread around. It's only on Exertion and Torji. Now, thankfully, they're playing kind of centralized at the moment so they can replenish the smokes and Molotovs towards Con if need be, but they need to be very conscious about how they use those nades because Vitality's not pressuring anything at the moment. So the smoke that they currently have deployed MOUZ at the base of Con isn't really doing them any good. Vitality's going to be happy to sit back and let them waste it. And this is looking more and more like a split towards the A-bomb site. 2 players coming out halls. Nobody will be at A ramp. So a little tricky for Brolin as the A defender to guard against.
The bomb waits for its moment to pounce out of Palace. Spinks and Apex together with the rest of their pack. Still coming through connector, while they'll leave ZywOo short with that AWP. Can MOUZ hold on? Torsi taking the initial damage. A jungle, he's got a crossfire with his teammate, and it's rock hard right now for MOUZ. Spinks left in Palace. Vitality don't break them this time. And it's a flawless round in the end. 4K from Shuey.
Really nice setup from MOUZ. A crossfire pretty much negated any chance of that Vitality move from working. One in jungle, one on stairs, and no way for Vitality to handle both of them. So 12-5, a 7-round gap. Still 7 more chances for Vitality to close out Mirage. Steal MOUZ's map pick away from them.
Nuke up next, Vitality's map pick, Inferno the decider in the series.
Only 1 round of loss bonus for Vitality, so they choose to force up here, and MOUZ is going to love that. Any chance for them to get an easier win against these pistols. Not easy, just easier. We're seeing a lot of misses on this window smoke.
Yeah, we really are seeing a lot more. It's just become more inconsistent since the jump throw, you'd imagine. Or rather, the lack of jump throw. Smoke at the bottom connector. Yeah, just a blanket of cloud cover down in mid. See if Vitality are still able to make it work. Exertion at short side. ZywOo to be boosted up slightly to peer into the window. Not seeing any presence from a MOUZ player yet.
Nobody's budging. And they have got no presence anywhere else on the map, no utility anywhere on the map to be able to force that shift to pull somebody into his crosshair. They're going to have to go hunt down these opening kills if they want them. MOUZ have got a good feel of the situation. They've shifted Torji over to give it more of an A bomb site lean. All 5 Vitality members in the middle of the map.
45 seconds left here for Vitality. Where are they going to go? Shuey finally peeks out middle, this time combining with Torji and Exertion. Bomb is down, and so are Vitality. It is just MOUZ left. His Deagle bangs to the head of Shuey, but he needs a lot more. He's got a second. AK picked up. What is that? MOUZ going back, had another chance at short, but he takes a breath because this could be something unbelievable for MOUZ. He's so close, and MOUZ sure start to break a sweat, but recover it in the end. Oh, MOUZ, he's had some nice rounds so far on this map. Great performance. He's actually overtaken ZywOo now. He's the top fragger in Vitality's squad.
Yeah, ZywOo got a little quiet in this second half. 18-2 at the half, now 19-7. So 1-5 since they've started the T-side campaign, for those of you keeping count. And yeah, MOUZ is showing you how dangerous he can be, how quickly he can turn around into a very scary scenario. So MOUZ let out a sigh of relief, but knowing it's going to be a bye this round, they got to have a good read of the economy, knowing they're going against the Glocks, the unarmored pistols. Should be much, much easier. And for MOUZ, this is going to have to be a very, very important talk between maps before Nuke begins after Mirage ends. We mentioned, obviously, the story that everyone knows of MOUZ struggling when it gets to the big stages, but this whole thing of changing their playbook and the success it brought in terms of beating FaZe for the first time in 8 attempts. That gives you some new confidence. Getting smacked in the face like this has got to make you scratch your head a little bit. It's always interesting because when you talk to the MOUZ guys, they do seem so confident in their ability to win on the big stage. They're so getting it figured out. And it just hasn't happened yet. This is supposed to be one that shows us that they've turned that corner.
Perhaps there's a conversation to be had about maybe it's a little bit too early to know if this change in playbook is going to be effective. You brought up this point, the fact that you haven't even used it in the official games yet.
Yeah.
So yet to be seen if those changes will work long-term for MOUZ, but Vitality certainly in a powerful position with lots of rounds to play with back to the rifles.
They've gotten plenty of lessons today.
Yes, they have.
That they'll get a review. But obviously, it's always fun reviewing when you've won the series versus gotten deleted out of the quarterfinals.
On the flight home, yeah, you don't want to be in that position. Vitality had the full eco in the last round. Finally back to a decent buy. They've tossed out their utility into the window and top connector.
They've thrown it out, not really to use it, just to deny information over to MOUZ. They don't want MOUZ during this transition period where they set back up for the A hit to know that it's coming ahead of time.
Well, it's coming through the smoke. Flames is already through, and Brolin had no idea, was not ready for that. So Exertion has to step up in his stead, and a double kill will keep MOUZ in this fight. But with a minute left on the clock, Vitality see this as a chance. And they want to seize that chance. They want to close this map, but Shuey says no to Spinks. Still 2 players left. Apex, one of them. The impact dropped. And it's MOUZ and Apex to close this one out at even numbers.
And the ops over in CT spawn. So they can't swing into the bomb site. They can't get the bomb planted. There's no utility left for Vitality.
Yeah, tough round now for Vitality, and Torzi is going to be aware of how powerful his position currently is. Shuey decides to reposition and keep Vitality guessing. They last detected him towards connector, but he's gone back through that window. And he'll play from jungle instead. They'll let this bomb plant go down, and now it's about a retake, and Shuey was caught in the open. It's just Torji left. Apex with a 3K so far, but Torji
as he looks to stop them, and he just won't do it. Vitality, breakthrough. They've got the first map of this quarterfinal. And a pistol round could mean a lot to MOUZ's chances of getting a good start here, so let's see what they're able to do. Dual Barrett is here for Brawl, and he's got a smoke. Flash on Shuai.
Nothing aggressive, but they are boosting a player up over in ramp room. Torji's going to be on top of the boxes, and I say that because Vitality is lined up to head there. Apex and ZywOo. You're going to give ZywOo a chance with this P250 and hope it pulls attention away to alleviate some of the defense on the ramp hit. But with that boosted up player, there's always going to be a little bit of trickiness in Vitality taking this part of the map.
Apex with space to play with, but that space is taken away. It's a vacuum as ZywOo, second shot on that P250, but towards you off the top, ripped away by MOUZ. It's a 3v2 with Vitality favored on numbers, but that is only for a short second as Shuai takes MOUZ out of this round. Spinks takes a moment to breathe, waits for Shuai to make an aggressive maneuver, waits for him to make a mistake because he knows he's got ZywOo on the prowl outside.
Yeah, well, he's alone with the bomb, so it's a very awkward position for Spinks to be. He probably would love to be able to make a play, but at the moment he's got to sit tight. Looking his flank on a timing, looking for Shuai's push. They've at this point lost track with all the time and what ZywOo's done, and that might start making Shuai or Brolin a little bit nervous.
How many times have we seen ZywOo on a P250 make the difference in a pistol round? Not this time though, as it is a clean finish from MOUZ. They'll win the pistol, two players stay up, and MOUZ one round up.
Really nice pistol from Shuai. Rotating over, eliminating the last two players, outlasting the patience of Spinks with the bomb. Very clean shots, no problem whatsoever. And for Vitality, again, just keep hitting that same note of the rough T-sides. You don't even have the benefit of the pistol round now.
No, the bomb plant, right? So you're going to go for a force buy here for Vitality. Tech-9s are out. Let's see if there's a bit of speed behind this. Not initially. Two players going to be going outside. Smokes are deployed, but disrupted. Exertion's grenade.
And then their own smoke blocks any of the vision as that smoke breaks. Oh, it takes a dink in return. He doesn't like that. Apex is going to get down, red HP. Same with Exertion.
How does Apex get away from that?
It's basically the pistol round all over again. Although this time Apex and ZywOo committing towards Secret. They want to join the prongs of this attack. And Exertion with low health cannot be involved in this ramp defense. So he bails out as Yimfat drops down.
Not alone here is Torji. He's got the rifle backing him up of Brolin. Apex to walk right into the Hungarian, who is hungry for more. He'll leap forward through the sky, eventually taken out by ZywOo.
Oh, this is an issue.
And this is slightly an issue, but it's recovered. A moment there for Vitality, but not to be. ZywOo's Deagle cracks open one in the vent. It's Exertion to topple. Remember, ZywOo's taken so much damage on board.
Yeah, you don't win this round. You might be able to do a little bit more economic damage. He spotted the head. Oh, he spotted a player. He's looking for his timing to pop up, and good shot from Brolin. Negates any further damage, and MOUZ convert the second round.
Conversation going down for Apex, who spoke of maybe some of the frustrations that at times a lot of his teammates can be pretty flat emotionally, and it feels like there's so much responsibility on his shoulders to be the one that brings the energy, that fires everybody up. And if a game is getting to him, which it will at times because he is human, then there is really no one else there to fire everybody up.
It's exhausting feeling like you're the only player in a team who brings that kind of energy, who tries to hype up his teammates after the good plays and tries to lift them up after the rough moments.
And that's something you can't really change because it's the personality of the players within your squad.
Yeah, he's been pretty vocal about that sometimes he feels all alone in that regard. And obviously he takes a lot of responsibility in the struggles of the T side that they've had that he mentioned in the pregame interview. So for Apex, it's about leading this team to improve the offensive halves, but also the ability to lead from the front, as we saw in Mirage. Gets that quad kill to close out the map. In-game leader putting in work. That'll fire everyone on the team up.
You know what can fire them up? A hero AK for ZywOo. It can be so effective, especially with a
pack of players that can act as a support network. Fight outside goes the way of Torji against Apex. Now Vitality applying pressure down to this lower bomb site. They'll use smokes to try and get a plant at least. And they should be able to confirm that, but MOUZ have the numbers for a retake, but you can never count Vitality out when ZywOo's on the AK.
Yeah, but he seems a little uncomfortable with where he wants to position himself. Everyone's going to be inside the bomb site. Nobody's been able to get out. They don't want to go back towards ramp room. They know the retake could be coming from that position. And this spot from ZywOo with an AK, I don't think this can net a round win. Good first kill.
Oh, second kill for ZywOo. Never dealt his man until he's finally taken out by Torzi. It's the Glock of Spinks, not able to do enough. And Vitality get a bomb plant. They get 3 kills out of that situation, but no round win to be seen. It's a 3-0 start for MOUZ.
Yeah, it's a very nice round for Vitality to produce what they did out of that. The 3 kills, as you mentioned, the bomb plant's going to be massive for Vitality moving forward. And ZywOo sticks to the AK-47. Those kills and that bomb plant help him buy it up on his own. Doesn't need to be dropped over, so no deficiency in terms of weapons for Vitality.
Well, MOUZ got to play Nuke pretty recently in their last game. They played against FaZe Clan. They won 13-7, as it was the 3rd and deciding map in that series. Yimpat in particular had a lot of impact in the crucial rounds, but it was Torzi that was the top fragger. He was the player that was the shining light. He's got his op outside early. Apex just jumping, always a risk. You go outside, but they get info. They get info very quickly, and it's a little too risky in the end for Apex. Exertion cut down, but the rest of his support network is there to ensure that MOUZ are off to a good start in this round 4.
Yeah, good to see him in the first gun round, having the motivation and the mentality of to stop them in their tracks, disrupt whatever they want to do outside. Don't let them get comfortable. Don't let them start playing behind that smoke wall. Just take all their plans away from them.
It does feel like there's a little bit more attitude from MOUZ just from the start of this map. We didn't see any signs of that on Mirage. But a different feeling at the moment. And that is great to see. We didn't want to watch MOUZ come into this quarterfinal and just get blown out of the water by Vitality.
I think it'd be a relatively simple conversation to have after Mirage, where everyone probably left their PCs on the stage feeling like they didn't actually play a game of Counter-Strike. Spotted the boost. Brolin now calls out the position of Mezzi as well. No need to attack into him. Just chip at him away with utility. Everyone from Vitality is here. They're going to swarm one last kill. And 4-0 for MOUZ. Vitality on Nuke have a 100% win rate in the last 3 months across 9 matches that they played, and it's against some of the best competition in the world. It's a very strong map for Vitality.
Slow start, and it's got to feel a little tough for Vitality again because they're coming into this round with 1 AK, a Galil on Spinks, and the rest of this team are on pistols. Exertion confident outside, realizes there's a possibility they could be pressured through those smokes, and so just take steps back to ensure his life.
Breaking open the smoke so they can keep track of the pacing of Vitality. That's Apex's Deagle stepping through to go down next. Once again, MOUZ has great control of the outside play.
Well, that's the AK gone. Flames was the man that wielded it, and it's not in a recoverable position. It's dropped up on top of main. And Vitality, they've got players down secret, but this has to be brilliant from ZywOo in this first fight against Yimpat. He needs to crack him open instantly. And he goes around that corner. ZywOo unable to do so. And now Spinks, well, what can he hope for? A bomb plant, maybe. But even then, that looks too difficult at this point.
Yeah, you can just go for it. He assumed that someone had already made it down, and at this point, there is Torji watching with the AWP for his exit. Good shot. Swings out as he hears the doors open. And a dominant start for MOUZ on map 2, 5-0.
Yeah, well, this is the first time out being used for Vitality. Obviously didn't have to use too many of them over on Mirage. Different story now on Nuke, because their buy finally returns. They've got enough money to purchase rifles across the board. Slow start from Apex, 0-5. 1-5 here for Flames. There's not a lot of fragging going on inside of the squad across the board.
No, and we'll keep track of it. We're 5 rounds in. Remember, the issue with Vitality on these T-sides, their 4v5 conversion rate is the second worst of every single team at this event. They've been terrible at recovering from losing that opening kill, and at the moment in this game, they've got 0 opening frags to their name. It's been all MOUZ to start out the rounds and to close them out. So first time out taken. We'll see what adaptations Vitality have made. The outside plays have not not gone well for them so far.
No, they have not. Big reason as to that is Torsi and Brolin 7-1. Torsi 8-2. Really hot sauce in those two players in particular.
You can go away from it too for a period of time if you're feeling it, if you're Vitality, but at some point you're going to have to be able to flex outside. You're going to have to be able to get control.
Oh, that really couldn't have been more perfectly placed. It's ZywOo eating that grenade up, losing most of his health. And look at this little push from MOUZ into the ramp room. It's Yimpat and Torsi moving and taking space away, and Vitality don't realize it. They're gonna have to try and gain it back. They moved outside. Brolin's going down the vent. Here comes that barrel around the corner. Spinks makes quick work of Shuey. Flames now with space. It's so important that he wins his fight, and he won't for Vitality. It's now 4v4 as Vitality move players downstairs.
Yeah, and Spinks is there to cut off any rotation down the vent. Brolin knows it. He's got to be careful of the lurk behind him, but his main priority is this secret play. He's the only defender downstairs for the moment.
Brolin looks for a brawl, and there's 3 players in front of him. Apex removes the Swede. Yimpat deals with Spinks in the lobby. 3v3 damaged players here for Vitality. You've got Apex on 4 HP. ZywOo took the initial grenade damage at the start of this round. They're looking to fend off this retake attempt from MOUZ, and right now they're doing a good job at holding them back.
Yeah, and there's been plenty of time for Vitality with the smokes up, with the flashbang to get into positions that they weren't able to get into previously when they planted the bomb down here. Jimbat's coming on a very, very late flank.
He's taking a long time to get in position. MOUZ are biding their time, but here comes the utility. That's going to heat things up. Inside of the cubby, Impact catches Messi, moving up the stairs. ZywOo down. Suddenly only Apex left with 4 HP, and he'll move out of the control room window, but unable to control the round. Limited time as that defuse starts, but MOUZ pull it through to keep this flawless streak going.
Beautiful. Molotov in towards Dark, forces ZywOo into the open. Smoke isolates him from any teammates that could help, and Yimpat wins his fight on the flank. Everything MOUZ needed for the retake. And it's a flawless CT side still. And it's a rare round where Vitality was able to get the opening kill, but could not convert in the 5v4.
And those rounds are going to start piling up and becoming more and more frustrating for Vitality as they watch this lead build for MOUZ. AK's out again. Outside executes deployed. Apex's usual trio, his Deathly Hollows of Flames, Spinks, and ZywOo, not all working together at the moment. Stalled out, smoke fades out mid, inside of outside, and it's a tough situation. No one from MOUZ is giving anything over to Vitality right now.
Now showing him a bunch of different looks on the level of aggression they bring out. We've seen him push outside. We've seen him had a 3-man trap set up. Now it's very passive, giving them control of secret, but not big garage. Apex does slide in. There's the first fight, spotted the shoulder. Second player still unknown over in mini, but Exertion does not want to give the peak just yet.
45 seconds remain in this round. Vitality must convert this 5v4 now. Flash to Exertion, turns away. The drop from Flames is not quick enough, and Exertion is doing so much work on his own, and he's still alive until finally dealt with from ZywOo.
Oh, Jimmy's still here.
He checked it. He checked it.
Looking the other direction. Looking towards Squeak Door and Mini, and there we go, Vitality. Opening kill outside provided by Apex, and you clean things up after the fact. MOUZ's more concentrated setup at the upper bomb site doesn't pan out, and it's a timeout taken. Considering it's 6-0 start for MOUZ, the money's not great. And that's what they want to talk things over about. If they get depleted, if Vitality win 2 in a row, and they run out of funds, not the most happy scenario in the world.
Well, at least the crowd is happy, Jason.
They did look happy.
They're having a great time out there.
That looked like something awesome happened out there.
Yeah. Some nice little hand wraps. The first step of many still to come for Vitality in this first half.
Well, this would be huge for Vitality if they break MOUZ here. yourself one easy round against pistols.
You don't need a lot to work with out of the first half. We know Vitality CT side is strong, but you need around 4, Jason. Would you be happy with that, or you need a little bit more?
4 would be good. 3 would be acceptable. 5 would be great.
All right, so that's the scale we're working with right now. Smokes outside. Vitality. Seeing this common throw from them. 2 smokes, Plume, Exertion. Hot and heavy.
It's a different look from Vitality though, right? No one's gone outside like super early in the round like it has been throughout this half. It's a late mid-round execute of the outside wall.
In fact, no one's gone outside at all.
Nobody's committed with it, but it's the denial of information that matters to them, because setting up this hit, although Exertion reading it, he's already in mini.
Double hut setup. 2 players up on top. They're going to descend down. Brolin's got the first on the defense here. Can Vitality flip this back in their favor? So far, so good for MOUZ. And Brolin tries to make a mess. But Mezzi makes sure that he's there for the cleanup. 2 players left for MOUZ, both at Heaven. Yimpat and Torji have not seen that bomb go down yet, so they're just taking a moment to breathe, pause. And with 25 seconds left, they now move out into the open. Mezzi knows 1 player's down. Vitality tie up a second round. They put 2 on the board, finally getting going.
It's the patience. MOUZ got a little bit nervous because both players in Heaven, none of them peeking, none of them have information. They thought maybe there's a world in which Vitality grabbed the bomb and dropped down the vents. They needed to know what was happening. So they get involved in the action probably a little bit earlier than they would have liked had they known Vitality was just standing pat in the upper site.
And there's that easy round you're talking about, right? This is what Vitality have been playing for, to finally break that money of MOUZ, send them down to the pistols, and give a 3rd round for Vitality to work with on this T side. Gotta make sure you win it though.
And then you have this round, and then obviously a 2,400 losing bonus for MOUZ after 2 rounds down. Next round's buy is not going to be the greatest in the world either, so Vitality put themselves in a good position to recover this half.
A moment to breathe. As Vitality have got Apex down secret stairs. MOUZ are in advanced positions, but they're not fully committing yet until this peak comes around, and Spinks eventually overwhelmed. Good spin back from Mezzi. He'll deal with 2 players on pistols, and Torzi now spotted, dealt with by Flames. It is a 3rd round for Vitality, and that easy round cast aside. MOUZ, like you said, they don't have everything they want. They're not going to have enough money for the AWP to come out for Torzi, for example, but at least everybody is going to be on a rifle.
Yeah, good utility as well. What you're missing the most is kits. Only 1 of them on the board. Yimpat just picks that up at the end of the day for the ramp player, so keep an eye on where and when he goes down. That'll be the only kit if MOUZ need to get into a retake scenario.
ZywOo has his op on the T side. There's no challenge for MOUZ against that. So let's see what he's capable of pulling off here.
It's a good round for him to flex outside. If him and Apex can get basic control, you can boost him up on red box, you can get him behind the wall, let him peek into angles, let him peek up towards Heaven.
Yimpat, that is just wild. Smoke spam, he was aware that that was a possibility. Mezzi getting taken out. Great opening for MOUZ to play with, it's clean. I like the idea from Exertion, wasn't too far off.
Here's the drop, so he's going to call out this is outside presence from Vitality, but MOUZ don't necessarily have to challenge it altogether considering they have a man advantage. And they fall right back. They get lost between attacking outside and falling back. Spinks is able to get a double, but Shuhei recovers.
Yeah, Spinks peels back as well, but not without taking damage in those first fights. He's 25 health left, 2v3 to try and convert here for Vitality, but it's ZywOo on the AWP, and he's still alive. He's still on the server. And so there's a chance here for Vitality. They line up, but ZywOo takes down Torzi in reply. And now they know what they're up against. Sees that second player. Couldn't grab his chance on the 5-7 on the first time of asking, but ZywOo will get the second, and it's down to a 1v1. ZywOo against Yimpat.
He's trying to find the vent right now. Yimpat's downstairs. And I think this is stalled out so long that ZywOo's just like, you know what, I've missed my timing. Let's just calm down, take the risk as the smoke fades.
Yeah, he's not dead yet, so he's wondering where is he. And such limited time now left, 20 seconds. ZywOo eventually has to commit to this upper bomb site. Yimpat's still on ramp. So ZywOo has time to plant the bomb, and he'll have a molly. And he'll use that towards Heaven. Allows him to plant safely and comfortably. And now it's about the 1 extra kill.
It's also about what positioning he takes. So now he's going to have to be concerned. Oh, is he going to wrap all the way around?
Is he going to wrap? Oh, dude, Yimpat's walking right next to him. He's got his gun out. Now ZywOo sees him, but he gets around the corner just in time. He's playing with him in an awkward fight, and Yimpat's still in the lockers, still around that corner, and Yimpat stays cool in the clutch against the Wu.
He's so good, man. Yimpat on this team. He's been one of the most consistent performers they have since he joined the roster last year. A rock as an anchor, and he delivers in the clutch moments, and that's an awkward clutch fight.
It's a really awkward one. You know, you see ZywOo coming towards him, and he realizes now it's a 1v1 mind game fight that goes down around the lockers, and Yimpat stays composed.
It's just the idea that he gives enough of a sliver to check the windows as he's walking towards heaven. I would have never expected that, and I don't think ZywOo did either.
Great work from Yimpat. So young, and yet so impressive. He's up against one of the greatest Counter-Strike players of all time in that 1v1, and ZywOo jumps up, spots one player crossing to Secret.
Yeah, he's got the information, so we'll see. I mean, that's if Vitality want to go towards Secret, they'll Molotov this, they'll pop flash around it to allow the entrance. They'll have to respect the fact that Torji can be aggressive at the top of the stairs.
Oh, this Molotov, that's going to heat things up for Torzi. Fortunately has a smoke, so he just wants to make sure that he stays in that spot. He doesn't care if they know about it. It's just about maintaining that position. Exertion goes 1-for-1 with Apex.
All right, what's the reaction from MOUZ? You've lost outside control.
This is crazy.
Your Secret player knows he's under attack. Is he going to risk it? Is he just going to...
Oh my god, ZywOo inside of the smoke. Torzi coming out of it. He's taking his teammate down, and ZywOo is the surprise factor. He was close by. At least able to get the trade, but a little bit awkward.
Man advantage in the mid-round, though. Vitality have a really good hold on this. The only issue at the moment is that ZywOo can't really continue to progress or apply any pressure outside. He's the only one there, and he's got the bomb. So he's got to fall back towards lobby to join up with Spinks and Mezzi. This will chew time off the clock. Shue inside the upper bomb site. Yimfat's just going to look to make sure they're not going ramp room towards lower.
25 seconds. That's all they've got left in this round, Vitality. Shue at the back of the site. They're about to walk through that hut, and there's pressure now on Shue's shoulders. Can he hold it? He's got one, but ZywOo's so quick, so effective on that trade kill. And once again, we ask the young Finn to step up, and it's a long-winded spray. His bullets disappear into the void. And that was so close. We thought he gets that one kill. It's down to 1v1 again, but Yimpat couldn't compose the shots and couldn't get that kill locked in.
Yeah, he's going to be really frustrated about that. It's a kill he should have had 100% of the time. He even had plenty of seconds to take his time and line up a headshot. Thought that kill would have come quicker. But Vitality outlast MOUZ in an awkward round of trading all the way through. 7-4, and once again break the economy right at the end. It's all MP9s and a FAMAS for MOUZ. Another low economy round that Vitality can try and take advantage of, and it looks like they know what the money situation is because they're playing it very backed off over in lobby. They're expecting a lobby crunch.
And there's a lot more of a heavy take outside early on, right? You've got Spinks playing up on T-Roof. He's looking for a good timing here. Does see the feed of Brolin. Goes back to try and take that kill out. Does a lot of damage. Couldn't finish off Brolin. But Vitality have got the main pack of their players already down, working through lower.
Wonder if that scope was heard by Torji, who's outside in Big Garage. He has given a warning over to his teammates. Apex finds him.
Yeah, that's a great little play from Apex.
And that allows Vitality to hit the pause button on this progression to the lower site. They can actually come all the way back up Secret if they want.
Spinks obviously still worried about the play that had pushed into lobby. He goes in to check it, spots out Shue. MOUZ are now toppled. It's just 3 players left. Very likely Vitality close this half with 5 rounds. Considering the start, it's been a fantastic recovery from Vitality. Yimpat doing what he can from the double doors. Let's see if he can double up.
Well, he's gonna need his teammates to come join him if they want to swing out to... Oh, single door, there's one, and the plant does go down. ZywOo and Spinks 2v2, but thankfully the bomb plant completed.
Well, ZywOo knows where both players are, has a 1v1 fight, but can't win it. And it puts it all on Spinks, and they know he was the player on the upper bomb site. But where is he gone? He's in the vent now. He's coming down towards Decon. And that defuse isn't happening. Spinks plays from Decon through the smoke. Brolin dead first. Just Yimpat.
No kit.
Can Spinks close this half with a 5th round for Vitality? Tap on that defuse, Yimpat off it, and without a kit, there's no hope. There's no chance. He's gonna get back on it again, but the time is so thin, and Spinks rounds it out. 5 rounds recovered for Vitality in the first half, 7-5 as we take a break.
Vitality scraped 5 rounds together on their T side of Nuke, and now this just feels primed for Vitality to close it out and book a spot in the semifinals against Furia tomorrow night. But MOUZ did come into this with a different energy, a different attitude. They are here to fight. We're going to see what they can put up on their T side. It's not done in this opening round of the second half. 5 flashbangs, 2 Molotovs, a smoke, an AG
We're
grenade.
fucking leading, man. Fucking sick, guys. Let's go. Now they need to fucking come back here.
All right. Ready for the comeback.
Yeah, ready. It's not much of a comeback. It's 2 rounds here, Jason. So let's see. If Vitality win the pistol round, that comeback could be complete very, very quickly.
We are being very generous with the comeback designation.
Yeah, we really are.
All right, there's the first kill for MOUZ, but Spinks is traded off very, very quickly without any kind of fight.
Yeah, blow for blow, back and forth, but MOUZ again, man. There's just something about him today, and these pistol rounds, he's just so good when he's got that little sidearm in his hand. A 4K from MOUZ, he had an ace over on Mirage, he's got 4 here on Nuke. Can't stop him today.
Yeah, both CT sides winning their pistol round. You have MOUZ playing at this level like we saw in Mirage, and it feels like it's continuing here on Nuke. You add in ZywOo outside on Nuke with an AWP. This is one of his strongest maps on the CT side.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of obstacles in front of you if you're MOUZ.
Crispy shots from MOUZ. Great work. Now, MOUZ obviously not in a position to get a really good force buy here in this second round, so they decide they don't want one at all. So they're going to go for the Glocks, and just like that, Vitality, Jason, they've completed the comeback.
Yeah, the comeback's over.
Yeah, they did it.
They've just made it all the way back into a typical game.
I mean, now, not expecting MOUZ to get much out of it. But you mentioned something very exciting as we came in from the second half, and that's the winner of this goes on to play against Furia tomorrow night. Furia in Rio de Janeiro, an evening game. We know what that brings. We've seen it multiple times. The energy, the passion, the crowd, it can be something special. And every player that I spoke to on media day, they just wanted to play Furia. They just wanted to, they wanted to go up against them.
Players love those high pressure stages. They love that feeling, and with good reason. Now, I know we painted this as Vitality, CT side, got enough rounds in the first half, can be so strong. It feels like they have the advantage of closing this one out and taking this series 2-0. MOUZ did just win this map to get into the playoffs, to get into the quarterfinals for this matchup against FaZe in pretty dominant fashion. It was 13-7. They managed to get 6 rounds on their own offensive half, so MOUZ obviously have some game here.
We know what they can do on the T side. It's time to see that game plan. That new book they're reading off of. And see if it works out against Vitality. Apex pretty active. He's running around the lower bomb side at the moment. ZywOo obviously can be one of the most difficult players to deal with on his day outside. He's playing in Garage, just in behind Credit Card at the moment.
He's usually playing buddy system with Apex as well, who likes to set him up very, very much for whatever peak, whatever fight he wants. That's not this round. Apex is already down in secret, so ZywOo would let them cross. He wants to stop them wrapping around towards Heaven. He wants to stop them going in towards Mini, but Torji holds for the peak.
Well, he won't stop much because his head's no longer attached to the rest of his body. Great shot from Torji was pivotal in that game you mentioned versus FaZe. Flames is in the lockers, and he's about to be pushed on 2 sides. Oh, Flames, I don't envy your position. I do not envy it whatsoever, because as soon as he commits to one fight, the peak is coming from the other, and he was guaranteed to die.
It's a really weird round for Vitality, though, when you consider they came into this. Flames had an MP9, so does Apex and Spinks. So with these weapons, you can't really take all the normal setups that you would if you had M4s. You don't really have those players who can take a fight at range. You're playing things a little bit differently outside, so MOUZ was given a lot of free space to work with.
Oh, look at this. This is free for Apex. He catches Brolin, ruins that Heaven wrap, and now MOUZ have only got players coming through main, but they turn back. They get those kills, and they stop from Vitality from being able to pick it up. Right at the end, you think Apex might have got Vitality back into a position where they can compete, but not to be.
Nice little play from Apex. I think the only way he actually turns that round is if he ignores the player jumping up Heaven and continues back to wrap around the executed Mini.
Yeah.
But that's a call that is obviously very easy for us to make from the outside. Apex obviously not operating with the same amount of knowledge.
Yeah, playing in front of thousands of people. Obviously in a situation where he doesn't have all the options in front of him.
Scrappy money, so another weird buy for Vitality. MP9 on Flamesy. MOUZ has the auto shotgun.
Well, we know it can be pretty useful on this map, in particular around this position, around Hut. So let's see what MOUZ can do with that. But for now, MOUZ take a moment to settle into this T-half. ZywOo looking to be disruptive, more aggressive in this round. He pushed up to red. He doesn't see anything, and so has to come back and play from secret, and he's lost his buddy. He's lost Apex. His Exertion just fires shots through that smoke.
His battle buddy. Apex was spamming previously with the FAMAS, so I'm wondering, we didn't get to see it from his POV. It might have been spamming again, which is what Exertion gave him the indication of where exactly he was playing from.
Do you feel a little bit uncomfortable right now if you're Vitality? You've lost Apex outside. You're now about to lose ZywOo. And you don't have any lobby control right now. It's a tough positioning here for Vitality at this moment. Fortunately, they have ZywOo still alive. It looked like he was destined to die there, but he actually got away.
Yeah, but they've had to concede all of outside to be able to do that. And with his HP, with the shotgun on Mezzi, the MP9 on Flamesy, this might be a round that Vitality's saying, all right, let's start thinking about these protocols that we want if we just want to save these weapons. 3 players stacked up over in ramp room. If upper bomb site is the attacking point, Vitality just gives it up.
Well, ZywOo's ascending to heaven. Just gonna have a little look into the bomb site. He's currently getting wrapped around as well, but ZywOo, usually perfect at silent dropping, didn't silently drop this time. And ZywOo to fall inside of the side of the hand of Brolin.
And they don't have the weapons. They don't have the weapons to stop this play from Mini.
So it's MOUZ overrunning the top site. Mezzi, that was a last-ditch effort, the last chance. And now Flamesy's committed, and he has to get out of there. But he backs into the lobby, wins that fight. That's his ticket out of there. He's got to run with it. He'll take an AK.
I was going to say, his ticket and his AK-47 to get out of there. Spinks going to try and follow things up, moving out of ramp room as well, trying to get away from the bomb explosion. He's got a long path and a very risky, dangerous path to tread.
Good shot from Spinks. Flames has made it far enough away, you'd imagine that AK gets into the next round. But MOUZ, you mentioned that they've got game on this T side, and they're showing us early.
And if you're Vitality, to answer your question, you're not worried quite yet. You haven't had the op yet on ZywOo. You've played, your first gun run had 3 MP9s. Now you had an MP9, a FAMAS, and an auto shotgun. You're still feeling Vitality like you haven't been able to get a good solid CT round on the board yet against MOUZ's attack. Problem is they're creeping ever closer to a map win.
Yeah, they are. They're getting closer and closer to that.
And even this has to be a save round, so it won't be till round 18 where Vitality really get all the resources they want to challenge.
And on that pathway, MOUZ will start to really consolidate the cash on their side of things, on the T side, so they'll be able to continue to buy deep, deep into Nuke. You can see some of that frustration creeping in now.
Yeah, it's pretty contained though, as far as Apex goes.
That's true. It's more like
let's give the boy some credit. He's holding it in.
It's true. Certainly true. Let's see what these save weapons can do then. Flames with the AK that he picked up on the way out of the last round. I think he's about to get taken down by his countryman Exertion, but actually the fight, I thought for a second, might have helped Flames out there, but Exertion's so quick.
Yeah, the footsteps on the swing from Flamesy gave Exertion the information just in the nick of time.
Yeah, it's a nice little flick down. Now Apex is waiting in the ramp room. He's got the Zeus ready to go. I think just getting wrapped around the backside here from Brolin will end up, taking Apex out of the competition. He nearly got back to that. It wasn't too far off.
The timing on that is brutal.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
I saw him saying, muttering French underneath his breath when he went down.
I can imagine those words were not pleasantries. ZywOo and Spinks are going to try and hang on to these 2 rifles again, and then it wouldn't be bad. The side of Vitality, it really would help out that money game as we get a little bit later into this game. But this is now 10-7 as MOUZ are getting ever closer to sending us to the 3rd and final map of this series, and that will be exciting to go to. That really would.
Inferno as the decider in the series if we make it there. Very different MOUZ we've had on Nuke than we did on the first map of Mirage.
Yeah, it's very true. They have a lot more attitude, a lot more bite back, and it's a team effort across the board. I think that's a conversation that we often have around the MOUZ squad, is they don't have a super clear star player. With Vitality, it's easy. It's ZywOo. It's obviously ZywOo, but for MOUZ, I think the only player that comes close to being the standout is Yimpat, who quite consistently is their top-rated player, but you would still say across the board, this MOUZ squad is more of a team effort.
Very well-rounded, and obviously a player like Exertion is very much known for how aggressive and space-taking and the openings that he goes for. That's one of the things this new style and philosophy that MOUZ is bringing to the table is trying to get away from. Shui had specific words about that with Exertion of just saying, we can't rely on just one single player to be going for the openings. We cannot just have a player whose entire purpose is to be the one to go for that. Sometimes we have to use him to gain space and activate some of the other players on the squad.
Yeah.
So obviously here on Nuke for the moment, it's working out exactly like designed.
There was a point about creating a system that involves the whole team rather than setting individuals up. Whereas when you have a player like ZywOo and the Vitality side of things, you do have to put resources into a player like that because you just have to. It's the key to success. He's just so good. And ZywOo even operates not necessarily needing as many resources as some.
Yeah, true. And I mean, as we all know, famously operates frequently without the AWP as well, which he's not decided to switch into in this round. AK-47 in his hand. So MOUZ, they're living the dream right now on a T half of Nuke where you don't have to face off against
ZywOo off.
Against ZywOo's AWP, one of the best ops in the game. Apex is going to half the off angle towards Mini, and it looks like that's where Exertion wants to head to. He's blocked off by his own team smokes.
There's been a couple of different looks from Vitality on the outside stance. You know, you've had ZywOo playing passive at Garage, you've had him get aggressive in the last round, but none of this really worked yet until this point. ZywOo spamming through the smoke, casts Exertion, and look at this. Look at Apex. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, and caught. Apex has got another one out of this, and this is clean from Vitality. It's convincing at the start of this round, and Spinks comes up from Secret, silences Torsi, and Yimpat has nothing to do in lobby.
So one of the great strengths of Vitality's CT side nuke is the tandem work of ZywOo and Apex. They are so good at playing together. And this time it's a kill from ZywOo, spam through the smoke, and then setting up Apex for the peak. They've got a whole plethora of looks they can give teams on this map. So many setups outside you have to be concerned about.
Finally works out for them. And it's going to be a long ult save here for Yimpat. Money's still good for MOUZ. Looking to buy in the next. But for Vitality, a round like that's got to feel good, because not only is it obviously a convincing round win, but their money's on the brink of collapse with every second that ticks on, whereas this round helps stabilize that problem. Now they can start to build money of their own on the CT side, and we know how important that is, especially as you get deeper and deeper into regulation.
Nothing worse than reaching the end of the half, the end of the map, and not being able to afford the weapons you need to fight back. So you're exactly right. 5 players side for surviving for Vitality is a big deal. It's 10-8. The lead drops to 2. As Vitality embark on yet another comeback, let's call it.
Yes, another one, Jason.
Their second comeback of the half.
My God, there's so many comebacks. Yeah, MOUZ were able to survive against FaZe Clan, who had a comeback of their own in that second map of Mirage in the deciding game of the group stages. And they're beating a team that has caused them so many problems, even in the finals of IEM tournaments back in Chengdu earlier this year. Spinks going aggressive to the hut. It's Brolin to go down first, and actually, instead of falling fully back, he sticks around, and that'll not really work out for him in the end.
I bet he regrets that.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants that back.
Yeah. Cool play to get an opening kill. It sucks when you hand it right back.
Yeah, it's true. You do feel a little red in the face.
Yeah, you do.
Well, at least it's a 4v4. MOUZ will take that for the time being.
Apex holding outside in Big Garage, or excuse me, above Big Garage.
Yeah, this is a different position. We haven't seen this used.
And it's a good distracting position to allow ZywOo to activate. He was playing Mini. He's backed off to wrap around now. Very, very mobile. Flashbang for Apex to peek up.
It's so much info.
Nothing.
It's so much info because you're over the top of the smokes and you see nothing from MOUZ.
Oh, I don't...
Oh, Exertion peeks him. How has Apex got away?
He's so lucky. So very fortunate. Very bold to go for that peek. Good kill from Mezzi while blind. And he's calling out. They're trying to drop vents. Another one's gone down, but he wasn't ready for Yimpat. Flames is here.
Yeah, Flames is ready. Strikes the match. Sees Torsi. No fire to put out yet, but finally, the first spark. It's Torsi that's gone. 33 seconds left. ZywOo's here, and the bomb trying to get out of there as Exertion's calling him to come back. But look at Flames. Oh, he nearly stops the bomb, but it will get away. It'll climb up that vent, and Flames is on the chase, but he can't get around the corner just yet. He can't get over the top.
But now they have all the information. Flames has gathered everything for ZywOo to come in from lobby. He's saying, one's holding me vent. There's the spot, low HP, easy win. Exertion's still there, and he's in trouble.
Well, let's see if he can make it all X's today, and the answer to that is no, as ZywOo is able to drop in. Vitality recover it. We got a little tour of the whole map. We went up and down, and finally bomb went down, but Vitality able to come back in for the retake.
It seems so small, but the play from Flames to just keep maintaining with relative safety that he can pop up the vents at any moment. You're basically freezing Exertion in the open where he can do nothing. He has to stop you from getting up the vents so that his teammate can plant the bomb, and then there's just nowhere to go after the fact. He can't properly turn to deal with ZywOo.
Yeah. And it's great composure in that moment because it's so easy in the heat of a situation like that to make the mistake, maybe try and get in the fight. He doesn't overstep the mark, and him just playing his life. Because another round of Vitality, who are now 1 round away from tying this scoreline up. Now, MOUZ have went for the conservative approach to their money. They're leaving around $2,000 average in the bank because they want to buy in the next, but they've got Yimpat on the hero AK and 4 pistols around him.
Yeah, Exertion's going to work outside on his own. Shuei supporting with utility. Here comes the hit towards the upper bomb site. That's the AK taking most of the damage. And they see MOUZ's position on top of the silos. Like, we don't have anything to deal with that. We don't want to mess with this anymore.
No, we do not. And Spinks, he's not going to enjoy that. That's going to hurt in the morning. Exertion, a second shot in, and he could be the X factor time and time again. He's opened this round up for MOUZ. Just as Vitality looked like they were going to tie it up, a missed flash, it's all getting a little uncomfortable.
You have to save.
And yeah, they're just locked out now. Vitality have just been domed by Exertion.
Oh, they just let one little creeper get by outside. That's Exertion. Okay, that kill might motivate them to go hunting for one more.
But they're still so far off.
Yeah, the problem is you don't want to risk the AWP in this retake. Yeah. So the only way you go for it is if you really feel like you have a handle on it and the bomb's just too far gone now.
Yeah,
they're
over halfway gone.
They're still coming in late.
They're still encroaching on it. Yeah, you're right, but yeah, this can't happen. Vitality won't win this. No, they can't. So get the AWP out of there, please. So ZywOo's going to fall away. Maybe they're just trying to inflict as much damage, but MOUZ, this was a round where they didn't expect to win it because you see with their buy, they wanted to just get enough resources to have a good purchase in the next round, but Exertion was able to get in behind them. I think Spinks is going to be a little bit annoyed at himself that he let that happen down in main.
Not sure whose problem it is at the moment. That's, I mean, a tough thing to look for, but Exertion walking through the smoke to the other side and coming back to wrap into Mini. But what a fantastic double kill to provide MOUZ at a critical moment. A low buy at 10-9, and a second timeout for MOUZ now as they talk over this gun round. Vitality, due to the losses, have to reinvest everything they've got.
Yeah, I think Xtaz will welcome this timeout as well. That should have been a tied scoreline. They know it.
Normally so good. We just saw in the previous round Apex on top of the big garage, and throughout this half, Vitality's very, very good at challenging outside. They're very good at always having information, of keeping track of the presence of outside players.
Yeah.
And as soon as they drop the ball, that one mistake, Exertion capitalizes.
Impact straight in towards Hut. It's a good opening kill. It's fantastic, and he did damage as well through there. Not a lot of damage, but a little bit on the Apex.
He didn't take any damage is the crazy part of that exchange.
Yeah, how does he do that? Dip in and dip out?
Land a shot. Yeah, it was a little extended duel there. So they're really going to have to trust ZywOo over in secret with the AWP, because the rifles are going to have to play passive so they can address ramp room and the upper bomb site. MOUZ is moving to take ramp room for the first time in this half.
Exertion's going to be aware of this possibility.
Yeah, but with no one else downstairs at the moment, does ZywOo feel like he needs to turn his gaze, turn his attention?
And perhaps. And then that would free up Exertion to have even more space, to be a nuisance, to be the playmaker that he's been throughout this second half of play. And there he goes. ZywOo does feel like he has to drift closer and closer back to the bomb site. Spinks is coming down to watch that flank. That'll allow ZywOo to adjust his gaze into the bomb site itself, but Torzy, instant trade. Spinks in the vent, doing great work to stop Exertion, but he took damage on board. Half of his health is gone. 3v3, and good spam here from Flames. It's not a lot of damage.
Softens him up a little bit. Door's gonna get blown open. Retake hasn't begun yet, but they want to apply a little bit of pressure. Tough situation for Spinks.
Yeah, utility on the back of Apex. One kit on Flames. Spinks close to the smoke at double door against Shuai, and that's going to work out perfectly for MOUZ. It's just Flames left, and he's not in a position to win this round. He has to retreat. MOUZ are fighting back in the second map as they take a step closer to evening out this quarterfinal. It's 12-9, map point for MOUZ.
It's 12-9, and it's a broken Vitality. They've got such little cash to play with. This is back to the beginning of the gun rounds, of MP9s, of auto shotguns. It's not going to be pretty. MOUZ have grinded this T-half and taken complete control. A 5-2 run to give themselves 3 chances to close this out and take us to Inferno.
I think it's fair we will call this one a comeback now. Vitality are able to pull it all the way back, but this first step looks very difficult indeed. Spinks is the only one with a rifle, and they're trying to set him up with a boost in behind the credit card right now. He's got eyes up on top of Silo.
It's a cool boost. Look at the protection it gives you.
He's got a lot of cover, yeah, and a lot of chances. But he hasn't seen too much until Exertion steps into the open. Then the boost up. That's such a sick, quick trade from Torzy.
Yeah, but once again, another opening kill provided by a rifle and then given right back. Yes, especially with this buy, you'd love to be playing in a 5-on-4. We saw Spinks do it earlier in Hut, now he's done it again on top of Red. Good little dink and good job of Apex making himself a small target.
Yeah, and now you look to ZywOo, a player that must step up for you. Apex doing what he can to pull distraction, but ZywOo nailed through that box. Unbreakable is shattered. Mezzi's got another in the 5-7. Proves he can work with the pistols even in these kind of rounds. With 50 seconds left, it's Torzi and Brolin with an opportunity to close for MOUZ.
I think Vitality's going to be a little bit confused though about where they're going. Flames has already dropped down low from ramp room. He's got up in secret, so he might, if he can find a timing to push forward because they don't have information. Torzi and Brolin are already wrapping all the way around towards heaven. And they have a lot of options from here. They can go towards ramp room. They can ascend up to go to the upper bomb site.
They've decided to go with that option, Jason. They're climbing up towards heaven. Now, Mezzi's found himself a better weapon. He's found an AK-47, and he's out towards Squeaky Door with that. Silently, they will try to drop, but some noise made. Apex alerted, brought back into main. Big kill on Brolin. It's all on Torzi now within the site. There's a closer for MOUZ if he's able to pull this off, but it's unthinkable, and it won't happen. Vitality have a little bit of life. It's a 10th round, double figures reached. 2 more, and they got overtime. AWP recovered as well from Flames on that defuse. It was delayed, and he went and found it for ZywOo.
Well, this is the moment we get a real test of the mettle of Vitality, because Apex's conversations and interviews are generally all about mentality, all about the mind frame, all about coming in and being ready to play, ready to communicate. And to make this happen, win 2 more of these rounds to force overtime on Nuke, we're going to have to see some of that mental fortitude. We're going to have to see Vitality lock it down. And this will be a big test to see what kind of a mentality they bring into this quarterfinal.
Yeah, well, this is the 3rd and final timeout for MOUZ.
It's very doable. And MOUZ taking this timeout to have a conversation. One of those conversations is about money and how much they want to invest to win right here, right now. Torji's got plenty, but his teammates all stuck at 2K, 3K, not a lot of cash. So there's an opportunity for Vitality, because this is going to be a lower buy from MOUZ as they wait to spend their money in the final round of this half.
And Vitality need to be on high alert, because MOUZ were capable of winning a round like this previously, right?
Yes.
With 1 rifle and 4 pistols.
It was an Exertion Deagle dropping mini.
Exactly. So we know MOUZ are capable of winning rounds like this. Surely 2 of them can't happen in this half of Counter-Strike, though.
Well, I think if you ask any of the Vitality players, if 2 of those rounds happen in one half, they deserve to lose, and it would be the losing blow at 12-10. So. However, another change-up for Vitality. It's the AWP of ZywOo over in ramp room. So you're getting multiple rifles able to swarm into the upper bomb site if that's where the attack does come.
Yeah, Flames is gathering info actively. Picking up info as he moves outside now.
Very bold of Flamesy as well.
Yep, definitely so. But he hasn't seen anybody, and that puts ZywOo in high alert to be ready for what could be a ramp play. Utility coming in. ZywOo gets away with 1, dives down. He'll drop down into the B-bomb site and look for a second shot. ZywOo is able to chime in once again as he gets into the control room window. It could be all ZywOo in this round. Spinks is coming in. The support network's there, and ZywOo's got another one. They stop the MOUZ pistols. They bring it to the brink. All the rounds in regulation are needed. It's overtime or it's map 3.
Beautiful round from ZywOo. That's just textbook reposition after each shot over in ramp room. But also the knowledge, you hear that comms from your teammates, all the utility streaming into the upper bomb site, they're calling for an exec. He turned to run, and just at the last second, I don't know if he heard a footstep, but the awareness to stay within yourself, to be able to pause and take that angle and not just get caught out in the open. One chance, 11-12, it all comes down to this. Inferno as the 3rd map or overtime.
MOUZ look composed in the communication just before the beginning of this round, and that will certainly help matters with a kill through the smoke. And Exertion has been a nuisance in and around these smokes. Once he gets into main, he's been a real problem.
And this is a huge position for him. And Shuei's gonna love him being here. Like, hey, in-game leader, I'm in mini right now, and nobody knows I'm here. You can call around me. You can utilize me.
Surely that's got to be something that Vitality are aware of, though. A possibility that the player could be in there. Apex on the rafters. Mezzi plays in below him.
Problem is, you don't have, with that pick, you can only put 2 players to defend this site.
Mezzi did well. He needs a second. Can't do it. So Apex is up next. Off the rafters with 1. A single kill. Flames through the foot. Up the bench. Second chance. Taken out by Exertion. And it's on ZywOo to close it. To get into overtime. He'll climb up. in towards heaven, and this deity of Counter-Strike has a 1v1. The natural steps up with a deagle. Torsi plays from inside of the hut, and ZywOo just can't find him. Torsi must be just pounding at this point, trying to figure out where ZywOo's gone. This is his comfort ground. ZywOo loves to clutch inside of this A site. Zul always forced into the open, and he can't stop it. It's gonna be MOUZ sending us to map 3. This series deserves Inferno. MOUZ will get a T-side start with plenty of utility already being purchased here for Shui. Let's see what idea they have in the T-side pistol. Shui stops at the exit of spawn to place his utility perfectly. And we've got Exertion and Torsi taking banana control.
There's a Molotov on Shuhei. Depends on where they want to use it. If they want to use it for these sandbags, it'd be sick. Gonna come around the corner. Nice, easy double kill. Flashes out to activate. But the rest of MOUZ has fallen all the way back. They saw it coming. They're 2 steps ahead, and they're 2 frags ahead in the pistol.
Yeah, we know Vitality like to go for that little bait-in switch out of the sandbags in the pistol. Apex is, oh my god, Exertion eventually turning around the back, and that will be a little frustrating for Apex. MOUZ completely destroyed the Vitality B defense. They've won the pistol.
What a little stutter step. Get that opening pick, fall back behind the wall. Yes, screw your counter flash, I'm fine.
I mean, how many times have we seen Vitality run a similar setup? You know,
it does, yeah. Without actually having statistics on it, I do feel like I see Apex and Vitality. Yeah, run the pistol around with that kind of a setup frequently.
Yeah. Usually ZywOo is being set up actually, but it wasn't involved with his Jewel Berettas. Probably the world's best player on these. He's got fast clicking fingers, that's for sure.
He does. Well, it'll be 1-0 for MOUZ. We'll see if Vitality choose to buy up in the second round.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they got a lot of weapons being taken away from him right at the end of the day. Exertion's going to continue the hunt on just as Spinks bails out.
This is for the ace as well. Exertion's got everything so far. Spinks is not really allowing him to get the glory of all 5. He just gets around the corner, and Spinks runs away.
Good. That's the way you do it. It's an unspoken rule in Counter-Strike.
Never let them ace.
You don't hand the guy the ace.
Exactly. We've had a crazy amount of 4Ks in pistol rounds. We've had Mezzi get an ace. We've seen a 4K from him in the last map. Now Exertion getting involved with a 4K of his own. And yeah, you got to feel like you've just been played when you're Vitality and you peek out and no one's around that corner.
A little bit, yeah. Got to give some credit over to Exertion as well. I mean, he's the guy making so many plays for MOUZ to kick off these rounds still, despite the fact that they've said there's been a change of philosophy. They can't just rely on Exertion's opening. He's still been doing it throughout this event. And you think back to Nuke, he was the real dagger in the back of Vitality with his deagle, coming in towards Mini on an eco round, getting MOUZ a really nice start on their T side.
Yeah, that should have been a tied scoreline at that point in the game, and who knows what Vitality would have been able to do with it. Game did come down to 1 round in the end. So Vitality settling into this with a 4-spy. Got a scout out on ZywOo. We know how deadly he can be with that, and with the supporting cast of a FAMAS, CZ, MP9 and 5.7, this could still be deadly to the forces of MOUZ, especially now that Shuei's taking damage on board, and Exertion as well at a grenade at the start of the round.
Yeah, there's been some good chip damage that Vitality can clean up later on. This is a big gamble. Leaving Apex alone over at the B bomb site, but nobody, because of that damage, has pressured it whatsoever. So Apex is pretty content and pretty safe, just chilling.
It does feel like they put their chips in the right place, though. Vitality have the numbers on the right side of the map for the moment.
They absolutely do. They just need to hit the shots. ZywOo's going to get smoked off. He takes a gush as they cross over.
He nearly just gets straight up smoked by that shot, but still alive, still standing. Spinks in the pit goes down. Now Shuei's turn to collapse upon the defense. It's Mezzi to fall next, and there was a stack of players here for Vitality. Stacks don't always mean they're going to work out, and it is MOUZ to take a second in a row.
Yeah, really good smart play from MOUZ, though. Going rap side, really abusing the rifles against the pistols. First guy they faced off with was a FAMAS over in pit, but no head armor. And some very nice entries provided by Shuhei, who leads the way in. So 2-0 and a couple of weapons saved over for Vitality.
ZywOo hanging onto the Galil skull for Apex.
Remember too, back on Nuke, ZywOo didn't get the AWP until, like, I don't know, it felt like it was like
Very late in that
9 rounds in, 8 rounds into the second half. Like,
Yeah.
there were some weird money problems for Vitality, but you have to imagine that's got to be priority #1 for Vitality on the CT side. Get the nuke out, or the, excuse me, the AWP out on ZywOo.
Get the nuke out.
Yeah, get the nuke
he
out.
can be a bit of a nuke.
Yeah,
When he
bring
has
it.
that
True.
AWP.
It might as well be the same thing.
The mother of all bombs. Yeah, he is incredible. Rest in peace to that chicken.
It was a good run.
It was a good run, but dead now. That's creative. I do like that sign. We see that around the world, but just makes it hits a little harder here in Brazil. 2-0 start for MOUZ. Not really looking like it's going to change. We're going to see a 3-0 lead be taken on the T side. Gotta say, that's a comfortable place to be. The other side of MOUZ at the moment.
Apex wanted a crack at it.
What does it mean for MOUZ, though, if they are to take down Vitality today in this quarterfinal? Because you're going to have to do it in a fashion where you lose the first map and have to come back into the series.
It'd be massive. I mean, obviously, for the reason of, you know, you'd want a map like this. If you're able to take this series over Vitality, I think it's one of those things that should provide you, should be like an infusion of confidence into the team, much the way finally beating FaZe had to have been at the end of the group stage. I think it gives you some extra confidence in these new playbooks, these new plans, this new style that you've been discussing and talking about. It gives the players belief that they're headed into the right direction with that kind of practice and that kind of development. So, I mean, it'd be huge, and also they still have that moniker, and we still see them sometimes, at times, as we did in the first map of this series, come out flat on a big stage. So again, confidence that moves you forward.
Yeah, just a big step in the right direction.
Not to mention, for all the conversation around the struggles of Vitality, they have to be one of the best performing teams in the last 2-3 months. You know,
I mean, there's been a lot of finals, there's been a lot of close games. I think we just got so used to them winning trophies that seeing them not win a lot of titles this year was surprising. Obviously one of the biggest you've got in Cologne, but I think they'll still be a little disappointed about some of the missed opportunities they've had. We've seen Apex discuss that at length on social media, saying, you know, it just hurts to lose a lot of finals that you feel like you were close to winning.
Sure.
Goodbye.
Nothing hurts more than losing. Winning does not feel nearly as good as losing hurts.
Yeah, especially when you're so close to winning. You just see that hope and it gets ripped away from your hands. Well, 3-0, Vitality are losing a lot of rounds now. But finally, they're going to have enough money to get a buyout. No.
I think ZywOo's contemplating the AWP. He's the last one to buy. He's got 5,000, and he does indeed go for it.
Ooh, it's going to be glass cannon.
Yeah, but again, like I said, it has to be priority #1. You gave MOUZ on Nuke a T side in which they got to play like 8 or 9 rounds against ZywOo without an AWP. You don't want to let that happen on Inferno in a map like this. He can move that AWP around in so many different places to be a nuisance.
Oh, speaking of nuisance, here's Exertion. Nearly gets a double kill. And Apex is trying to just fend them off, but he knows he's under a lot of pressure. He's under a lot of scrutiny, and he has no teammates. Smoke goes out, last-ditch effort. Gap left side of that, it'll eventually start to expand.
Yeah, but this is great. Exertion just gave MOUZ the winning recipe to this round. If you're Exertion, you're counting the utilities, Apex backs away. You get 1 kill, you say there's only 1 defender. He just dropped a smoke. It's pretty crappy smoke, all things considered. He dropped a flashbang. We've pressured him back into the B bomb site really early on that he's had to use this utility to survive. And now we can come back to this B bomb site whenever the hell we want. And I think that's the same thing. Apex knows it, Vitality knows it. Even Apex has gotten away from the bomb site. So if they do execute here, he crosses his fingers, spams the smoke, and if he doesn't get anything, you just run away. Save the weapon and try again in the next round. A round in which ZywOo would be able to buy some armor for his AWP.
Apex into the open, does pretty well to get 1. Brolin's down, but is that enough to roll with for Vitality? Not looking like it. MOUZ take a pause. And they don't allow themselves to go down to the AWP of ZywOo through CT, and Apex trying to dip through that smoke, unable to stop much from happening, and Apex, in fact, will go down through the smoke on his own. So MOUZ are up into a 4v3, bomb planted, and Vitality call it off. Spinks is already running all the way to the pit. ZywOo's trying to get out of here with a smoke not up. There is a risk for this AWP not to get into the next round, and we know how much of an investment it was to get that AWP into this. But fortunately for Vitality, ZywOo is allowed to retreat. It's a 4-0 lead for MOUZ. At least Vitality hang on to 3 weapons, though.
Yeah, you can buy up around this in the next round, right? You can get some MP9s, SMGs, upgraded pistols with utility. and you've got enough weapons to make it work to have some stopping power. But ZywOo's AWP in the next round is going to be critical where he decides to go with it and how he decides to play with it. Fourth round for MOUZ. They made it look easy off the back of Exertion's opening kill.
Yeah. And we have seen Vitality play Inferno so far at Rio. It was against the Mongols. It was overtime.
I'm really interested in how this kill seems so easy. Like, how is the timing not there? Did Vitality think that Molotov was like going to be deeper around the half wall to not allow that kind of a peek? But Exertion just beats him to the punch, and both Vitality defenders nade in hand, completely unaware. And that's an early mistake that'll get frustrating, an early timeout perhaps to just be like, guys, focus up. We can't give away those early crappy mistakes that just hand over a round like that. It's too easy.
I mean, they've had 4 kills collectively across the entire team so far for Vitality. Exertion has 6.
That ain't bad.
6 and 0 at the moment. Hot start from Exertion and MOUZ.
Vitality able to drop over M4s.
Well, at least ZywOo has Kevlar on this AWP.
Yeah, that's a very nice thing. He's one of the guys who dropped an M4 over to a teammate.
Yeah, not necessarily the most amount of utility.
Drop that as well.
Might not need that. ZywOo, oh my god, his foundations to the boost they were trying to construct is gone. Mezzi got headshot, and there was no trade for ZywOo. So, in that instant, they know what's going on. They see the AWP being boosted in middle. They know where ZywOo is.
And they're caught, again, completely unawares by Brolin taking that very aggressive stance. And the bummer about it is you can see from Vitality, it's like we're trying to get ZywOo involved. We're trying to give him a chance to find some of those aggressive peaks, those early openings for us to make things easier.
A little risky, but Exertion getting info and then dropping back alive at least.
And Shuhei just calling a very simple half so far in these first 2 gun rounds by the benefit of his players providing him opening kills. Makes it really easy.
Well, it might be a simple round as well because you've only got 1 player a day at the moment for the defense. ZywOo's getting over there now, but he's not going to arrive in time. And Spinks is in pit alone against the onslaught of MOUZ players coming towards him. This has got to be absolutely massive from Spinks, and it's not a single kill. ZywOo's rotation is immediately stopped.
All right, well, sound the alarm bells. it's an issue now.
Yeah, it's ringing real hard right now. Vitality, they just can't get into this.
5-0.
Nothing's working.
And a very convincing 5-0. The opening kills firmly in the favor of MOUZ, the follow-up tactics called by Shuhei. And now if you're MOUZ, you're like, we should probably hunt these guns down. We should get a little bloodthirsty here.
And that's what the hunt is on. I mean, this is after a timeout as well. Vitality have had their moment to pause and breathe and talk about things, and it just has not worked out for them.
Let's see how many guns they take out of this between Apex and Flames, because I think Vitality's going to want to buy again in the next round, but that's 1 less, and Flamesy, you're surely not going to get away from this. Molotov to keep them at bay, but Yimpat's in front. They're going to run through the fire as well. Oh, going for the knife. That's maybe a bit too much. And
but I respect it.
Kind of.
Kind of,
actually, you know what? I take it back. I don't respect it. Quarterfinals, get that kill. I hope Flamesy gets an ace with this AK-47.
Well, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? If that comes back to bite them in the ass. But let's see. AK for Flamesy carried over.
Guys, they don't have too much to talk about, but what they are talking about is how they're going to make a round happen on this buy. So they'll try something a bit gimmicky.
Well, spot on. Good read of the situation. Tried to go for the boost.
Gimmicky, yeah.
Brolin negated it before it could even begin. And the knowledge you can hear from the coach that we are wrecking them. They don't really have anything to build off of.
And that's just proof that MOUZ have them exactly where they want them. They are in full control.
All right, Flamesy, punish Sui. Punish him for the knife.
We'll give you some satisfaction, Jason. We'll see if it comes through. Exertion is just honed in at the moment. That boost, not exactly perfect. In fact, it never happens. And they decide, all right, we've tried this a few too many times, let's cancel that.
Well, everything, I think there's going to be a lot that's important with how Exertion plays this as this smoke clears, because Apex and Flamesy just did a little flash peek to clear everything out. Molotov so that Exertion can come back and take a little bit more control. The rest of MOUZ is primed to hit up middle, take control of brackets. Brolin stepping through the smoke quietly.
A little sneaky Swede. Exertion again applying pressure towards B. He's been spotted. He's expected a peek coming out from Coffins.
It doesn't seem like he reacted to Flamesy. I think he saw the shoulder.
Definitely looked like it registered, at least it should have, but ZywOo chiming in. A shot at long, goes down on Brolin, sees his second victim, and Shui peeked with grenades in hand. So finally Vitality into a position where they surely can't lose the round. They just keep catching opponents with hands busy. Yimpat takes damage on board, he gets dinked. So finally Vitality will get off the goose egg, they'll get off 0.
It's a bummer of a round to give up if you're MOUZ, though. You would have loved to have done some damage and taken 2-3 kills in this round to drain the economy. Yimpat gonna try and survive being flanked out from alt mid. Flamesy should have that, and he does. Vitality's finally on the board. It took him 6 rounds and 2 kills from ZywOo's up. But they have begun their Inferno campaign in this third and deciding map.
Well, a lot of work to be done, that is needless to say. But at least the first step has been taken.
In the opening 5 rounds look great for MOUZ, but let's not forget, we've seen a number of times on Inferno, T-Side's able to get a lot of momentum, able to build up a lot of momentum, able to take advantage of a weak economy of the CT side and rack up a scoreline like this, and then the CTs come storming back. So let's see what Vitality's got.
Yeah, opportunities to try and stall out this attack. Vitality have to take it now. They can't afford to win their first round and immediately be reset in the follow-up. And that is a possibility, given the fact that MOUZ once again come back at them with a strong buy. Top mid, watched by ZywOo. Oh, Shui gets beyond the scope. Spinks peeks out. 1 kill from Spinks. Would have loved a second, but just not afforded that luxury. Now ZywOo under pressure. Flash is connected. ZywOo's about to go down, but he gets into the site. Backed up by Mezzi. And he's done very well to keep Vitality in this fight. But the problem is Mezzi goes down. There's just too many targets, too many problems. And MOUZ just sandwiched them. But it's still winnable. It's a round that Flames can certainly pick up, but they know where he's coming from. And that's a problem. He'll deploy the smoke as cover to get into the bomb site. Spinks jumps up. Good first kill. Can Flames do this? 1v1 against Yimpat. And he's down to 1 HP, but he retreats. He gets away.
He's giving himself a chance. It's all down to timing now. But Yimpat, we've seen him so good. He's been good in these clutches today as well. Does he have the read? Does he sense the timing?
This is good. Flames' reposition is perfect. That is fantastic from Flames. Important clutch. If Vitality lose that round, the dreams of a good CT side start to diminish, but he steps up when needed.
And takes so many risks while doing it as well. The utility to allow himself to jump into the bomb site, go for that duel inside against the planter. And Jimmy never had the read that the pacing of that retake, of that wraparound was going to be that fast. Flames had to be bold. This is great from Mezzi. Saves the life of ZywOo, but it's at the sacrifice of all the defense. I mean, the defense collapses if ZywOo goes down there anyway, so Mezzi had to take the risk. But then all of a sudden you see who gets that kill from MOUZ, and it's like, oh, the pit player. We don't have to worry about pit. We can get out halls, we don't even have to look, we can just swing, we can get up lane, we don't have to look to the right. MOUZ made all the right plays.
The celebrations from Vitality as they know that that 1 HP and Flames being able to win the 1v1 is the difference that shall allow them an opportunity to get into this first half.
Yeah, but it's going to feel like a missed opportunity if you're MOUZ. You're going to be thinking that whole time. We get that nice trade on our Rap side. We pick up the pace, we get into the bombs, we pressured it so well. To have it ripped away like that has got to be frustrating.
Yep,
Vitality is 3 rounds back. Deep utility does a little chip damage and exertion all the way at top banana, but he doesn't look like he's going to clear right.
Oh, Flash is perfect. It's great from Apex. Sets Flames up to peek out from sandbags. Exertion goes down. MOUZ play with a 4v5.
It's important for Flamesy to have gotten that kill. Shuei's in a little bit of an extended duel, taken down by nades, but Exertion has been playing that style all day, trying to bully the B bomb site. You want somebody who's going to make him nervous, who's going to make him second guess those plays.
A moment to slow things down. They've still got over a minute left here for MOUZ. They're taking banana. 2 players here on the defense for Vitality. Looks like they're about to get proactive. Not with a flash.
It's all on this. This play right here decides the round.
When is their cue to go? Apex peeks out. A lot of bullets coming this way, so they don't go. They cancel that idea. Scratch that. Get back to safety.
Unfortunately for Vitality, it doesn't give them a whole lot of information. They're like, the B players backed off after that contact. You only saw 2. But you still have to be honest and keep a 2-2 split on your defense.
Time is of the essence as well for MOUZ. 30 seconds left in this round.
Apex has a Molotov.
Flash is going out first. Apex, it connects perfectly. Spinks has to drop back behind the new box. First kill for Apex, out from the pillar, gets traded by Torzy. And now a little bit more pressure as Spinks actually goes down as well.
That had to have been a nasty transfer.
Oh, that must have been wild.
We obviously didn't see the POV, but that had to have been a nasty transfer from Torzy.
Yeah, because you see Apex just looking confused, looking across. He's like, how have we both gone down in that situation? That immediately forces the safe call from the two remaining Vitality players.
I guess Apex didn't think he would have the time to deploy the Molotov. He threw that flash. I thought the Molly would come after it. I thought the Molly might come before it as well, but that Molly goes underutilized. That might have bought them a couple extra seconds, time to buy a chance for ZywOo to rotate over, but the lack of Molotov, and MOUZ is able to just take their time with these duels.
Oh, God. That is filthy from Torzy. Okay. All right. You can't really do too much about that, can you? Great shooting from Torzy.
Apex might be frustrated now, but when he sees that in the VOD, he'll be like, yeah, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, that's just one of those freakish moments, yeah. He knows what he's just done.
Puts a big smile on his face. 6-2. MOUZ just not letting Vitality have a break.
Another timeout for Vitality. Second use of this half. And yeah, you're talking about breaks. It's that money situation again. They've just never really been able to have a run of things and stabilize this economy.
I can't imagine they save here, though. With the money they have, Spinks can buy his M4. ZywOo can drop a FAMAS, an MSMG if you want it. You could even actually just say, screw it, around these two, we'll buy light armor and pistols.
Decision being made now, so Spinks is buying up. You'd imagine the rest will follow in moments.
But then think of the bigger context of this story we heard from Apex. We've talked about it a bunch. The Desk has talked about it. The weak T-sides that Vitality have had all through Rio.
Yeah. I will have
30 seconds.
Yes,
25
I'm sure.
seconds.
Bottom the deep, hot to light peak.
Dodge done. Bottom. I'm blind. Banana. Pushing 2. I'm flipping. Dead banana 1. One died. I can't.
The weak T-sides, they've... Oh, hold the phone. Spinks is going to push down mid. Yeah, this is a bit crazy. 1 for 1.
Yeah.
All right, now I can do it. The weak T-sides of Vitality all through Rio. And now they're going to have to make the comeback happen. They're going to have to win this map in the second half on their own T-side.
Finally, Jess, I was only at my seat for a long time there, but finally
it feels a little anticlimactic after all that, but I still feel it was a valid point.
It was a great point, Jason. I appreciate it. Exertion's low on health. He's got 8 HP left, and he's got a headshot. Why not try and go for a second? Flames to prevent that from happening, and Yimpat out top mid. Good work onto Mezzi. And he's actually evaded the scope of ZywOo.
Yeah, but ZywOo can shift this. They're going to come back. He's going to call them back to the A bomb site, and now he's got the bomb in his vision. Missed shot.
Oh, that's a problem. ZywOo knows it plays in the site. Oh, usually with his might, he's usually good enough to take that shot, but ZywOo is then just left in an awkward position in no man's land and dropped by the Finn.
And again, I said first priority is get ZywOo's op going. They have not been able to do it. They got it out glass cannon in the first round. It was a convincing B bomb site take that ZywOo couldn't be involved in. He saves it. Gets armor the next round. They go to set up the boost to peer down mid. Brolin's got an advanced position, and they negate anything that ZywOo wanted to do. He has never been able to get into the flow of this game.
No, never.
And Vitality need him right now.
There's not enough fragging at this point from Vitality either. There's just not being enough firepower alongside a plethora of different issues. One of those certainly...
Exertion has been a menace here on Inferno.
He really has been.
I think, Shue has got to be thanking his lucky stars he's got a player like Exertion on the team, because the work he's done in Banana, whether it's getting kills, maybe not getting kills, but pressuring and making the defense nervous, is huge. He's been able to keep the Vitality defense from cheating over towards the A bomb site. They haven't really had to deal with a fourth player at the A site whenever they wanted to go through there. And all of that is because Exertion has just been bullying them round after round at Banana.
They've had so many different looks as well of how they want to deal with Exertion. None of them have stuck the landing. He is just a freakishly good player when he gets into the zone. When he's having a game that's working for him, it's almost impossible to end his game.
It's a confidence position. So you have some success early on in the half, and you kind of just snowball to a point where you're more and more effective as the half goes on and your success builds upon itself.
Well, it is a decent enough buy considering the circumstances here for Vitality, but again, it's a mid push. It's some aggression coming down mid. Spinks makes it work this time, and he gets away. So that's a huge opening. It took a little risk, obviously, but it works out.
Yeah, and Torzy never took the full swing to actually trade that kill off. He seemed a little bit hesitant, maybe waiting for the follow-up peek from someone else.
Now here's the nuisance. Here he is. Exertion looking for executions. Not able to get around the half wall. He will stay alive, though. That could be a key difference. He's on 24 HP.
Yeah, but coming back to the A bomb site this time, if you're MOUZ, you're running out of options on how to win this round. There's a minute and 10 seconds.
Flames boosted up on top of the sandbags.
Exertion leading with the bomb and low HP might be a little bit crazy.
Yeah, he's got Torsian behind him. It has to be effective trading, because you should see Exertion die here. As the Flames with the elevated position, just too much to handle.
That's
Exertion goes down, bomb now down, and Mel is very much committed in the top banana fights. Oh my god, Flames, he just ran through blinded right into the open. Yimpat's easily dealt with that. Now Apex will retreat down into the darkness, but his teammates are coming back. But for the meantime, it is Apex alone.
Yeah, MOUZ have to get in here. They have to find this kill quick and clean. Good flash from ZywOo. Apex will peek off that. They're not entering the site just yet. They know clean kill.
Not good enough. Not good enough at all from Vitality. They have lost the player advantage, drawn back by ZywOo. All right, here's Mezzi catching Yimpat distracted as well. Suddenly they're back into it, but Brolin begins to brawl. He's down to 8 HP. He gets away. He gets back to the back of the new box, and this is cover that he can work with. But yeah, utility, low HP is not good. And Brolin got the headshot before he went down. Brolin with the last second, destroying Vitality.
Well, whatever conversation they had after Mirage changed this team. It's a whole different lineup of individuals in the server. Look at the kill from Brolin to clutch the round. Look at the kill from Yimpat as he turns to defend Banana. Even this one is spectacular. But the individual prowess from MOUZ has arrived, and you add on Shuei's calling on this map.
He had one option. As soon as that fire comes in, he knows he has to land the headshot, and Brolin does not miss. Vitality do not catch a break in this first half. And at this point in the quarterfinals, they are broken.
It's got to be a lovely moment for Brolin with that clutch in this environment, considering the resurgence in his career that he's had ever since joining the team.
I mean, the time that he had in NIP, it does not count any longer. He is once again alive. He is that exciting young Counter-Strike player that we've seen all those years ago when he first put on that Fnatic jersey. Fighting for spots deep in tournaments again, and this is Yimpat up in the apartments. Mezzi on the other side, Spinks beside him. This is a fight that could break Vitality open. And Yimpat claims the first light, tries to retreat and not allowed to as Spinks chases him down with that MP9.
You don't usually expect a second player up there, so he's already setting up the util to help his teammate. ZywOo looking for the perfect moment to go for his wide swing. Desperate round for Vitality. They lose another one, and ZywOo's forced to make his move as Apex is alone in the bomb site, so he goes down next. Nice and easy for MOUZ as this defense comes crumbling down.
There's nothing Vitality can do right now. MOUZ are in 5th gear, and they are driving towards the semifinals to face against the Brazilians, the hometown heroes in Furia.
Yeah, and you want to test on a stage?
There you go. There's one of the biggest,
yeah, play
the most hostile environment
in Rio. Good luck.
You may be getting support now, but tomorrow, it's by tomorrow evening, you will be public enemy number 1. And that is perhaps where the boys will become men, if they can take on that challenge.
Vitality's defense has no stopping power.
Not right now.
They haven't been able to hold on to Banana at all against Exertion and MOUZ. Because of that, it's made the A-bomb site weaker. They haven't been able to afford an AWP, so they can't activate ZywOo. The one time they tried to do it, it got negated. MOUZ has basically, throughout this half, won the first 30 seconds of the round each and every time.
Well, the best case scenario now for Vitality is they grab this 3rd and final round. But with how their T-sides have been, you don't want to rely upon a huge comeback. And that just explains this first half. It summarizes what has been happening. Exertion is just unrelenting again. Nothing they can do can stop the prowess of Exertion. His ability to become the X factor for MOUZ. Consistently in Banana. No victory in sight for Vitality.
It's going to be a long halftime break for Vitality.
But perhaps not a long second half.
And Vitality can't do anything in this position. They know it. The pause from MOUZ, they know pushing into it will be their undoing. A little bit of information found, but it's traded. So now just ZywOo in the bomb site.
That's all. That's all they've got. It's hero or zero. ZywOo, first is good, second even better, and now it's Spinks. He must try. He must attempt, but remember, he's at bottom middle. He's so far away from this.
He does have a kit. He has a Molotov smoke and nade. If he can find exertion, although unfortunately inside the bomb site, going to be very difficult to land the killing blow with a nade. And Jimvat's not playing at the broken wall. He's playing in the corner, so that utility likely going to go to waste.
Spinks will move up short. Steps being taken towards the site, but his campaign in this first half is about to come to a close. Jimvat will land the headshot. It's 10 rounds for MOUZ. They are storming towards a semi-final.
MOUZ came into IEM Rio 2024 with a brand new playbook, a brand new philosophy, and a fresh attitude, and it's paying dividends. 10-2 lead over Team Vitality. A blistering T-side spearheaded by none other than Exertion has got them what looks to be a cakewalk to the semifinals.
It is surprising to see Vitality in this position, but if there was any way back into this game, they've got to hope for a miracle. There has not been anything to get excited about from Vitality. Every moment that they presented an opportunity to get into the first half was silenced. And they must now attempt to come back for their tournament life in Rio on the side that has given them most issue.
It's a good blind call out of spawn, though, to head to this B bomb site. Stack for MOUZ is over towards A. Exertion has just spotted one. He's got nades. He's got utility to slow this down.
Look at the
just
push.
deployed the smoke. They might have to beat this. Vitality, if they wait behind it, this flank comes way too soon.
Well, they don't know about the flank at the moment, so they're taking their pause. And this might cost them. They're being sandwiched in. MOUZ have everybody ready for what is going to be a B attempt from Vitality. It's a good start to the round here from Flames. Captured back by Brolin on the dual Berettas. That banana flank is swift, and I don't know if they're going to be ready for it, but the bomb is down and Vitality crumbling. Here's Torzy. He's got a double, finally silenced by ZywOo, but he needs more. And of course, he'll provide it. It's just Brolin left, 1v2, bomb not planted. If he takes a breather and allows this round to play out, then perhaps he'll have a chance again, but Vitality needed the pistol. They've got that.
They absolutely do. Well handled. Getting into the B bomb site, and I think the key to that, MOUZ was a little bit thrown off. They expected a smoke to be coming towards the CT spawn cross, and it never landed. The one smoke was thrown towards coffins. So when they turn that corner, they've got a player who's trying to swing out through smoke, but is just well exposed to everyone on the Vitality side of things.
Full eco for MOUZ, obviously. There's so many rounds to play with. There's no reason in going for a risk here. Vitality with 3 MAC-10s, 2 Galils. It's just hard to believe. A comeback from Vitality, just so difficult to see that world.
Yeah, you need so many things. I mean, first of all, we've obviously hit on a number of times the T-side woes that Vitality have had, but even more than that, you don't have a single individual that, looking back on the first half, was like, this guy's on point, this guy's gaming.
Yeah, it's not even like you can rely upon a ZywOo masterclass taking over the server, because we just haven't seen that yet.
I mean, and also remember too, the T-side Inferno, he's probably going to be using the AK-47 over the AWP, which obviously very proficient on as well. Yeah, there's just a lot of questions right now for Vitality, and hopefully they can answer at least a couple of them in the first 3 or 4 rounds of this half, and then all of a sudden we can start seeing a picture coming together of how a comeback occurs, how Vitality recover what looks to be a disaster.
Somehow, some way, a lot of damage being done in this round from MOUZ. 2 kills, and the third. This should not turn into a round victory for Brolin, but already the damage inflicted is huge.
He's got a nade.
He's got a nade,
he can take down Flames. He can actually go for this if he gets... Oh, he doesn't
He didn't go through it. Oh, no.
I feel like the last, 5 times I've seen a player with utility that could kill someone and I've called it out, they don't throw it.
They just don't go for it,
I might just stop doing that.
Yeah, maybe if you just be silent, it'll happen.
Okay, so he saves it for this. Fair play.
All right, well, I don't know how they did that much damage with what they brought to the table, but they really just wrecked a lot of the Vitality money.
Yeah, not a great omen going into this first buy round. MOUZ win here, and due to the rebuys of the damage caused by MOUZ that you just mentioned, Vitality would be out of money on the T side. 6 rounds back heading into this first gun round of the second half on Inferno. No up on Torji, money's not there quite yet. 1 kit on Brolin.
All right, keep eyes on Brolin. Number 1 on the mini-map. If it comes down to a kit situation, he'll be playing towards B. And we talked about Exertion, obviously his great performance in the first half. Gympat's up there with him. Just quietly consistent.
I feel like my biggest takeaway of this series at the moment, before anything changes from right now, is the fact that it feels like these last 2 maps, Nuke and Inferno, MOUZ's T-sides have not had to contend with ZywOo's ult. He's ineffective and barely out here in this first half. Same thing on Nuke.
That's obviously going to help out your campaign if you're MOUZ having to deal with that. And even when he had it, it's not necessarily been put in a position to find success. Now Shuei, oh my god, okay, that is one hell of a clear from Flames, who is not going to slow down. In fact, he wants to speed up as he goes in towards the A bomb site. Torchy peeking out to the side of the site. Flames is taken out with 48 seconds left. Vitality are thinking about an A finish, but it comes down to kills, and oh no. Oh, Apex, he wants that one back. He really wants that one back. Yimpat in pit, finally dealt with by Mezzi. Remember the apartments player of Torzi. Will he make the difference in this round for MOUZ? Brolic taking the attention away. Torzi will not make the difference because Mezzi annihilates him. So that's the round done. Vitality up to 5. Great work from Mezzi with some crucial kills at the end of the round.
Yeah, huge. Clearing out Yimpat from pit was the real winner in that situation. Yimpat was going to be like the kind of insurance policy hiding in pit. They had a lot of focus over towards Torji, who got his kill at the bomb site and fell back towards lane. The fact that you find that last player, Yimpat had a couple opportunities to pop up, but he was biding his time. So Mezzi delivers the impact kills that secure the round when it just started getting sketchy. Vitality still in this and fighting back. Next up is going to be a low buy from MOUZ. And the second timeout is used.
Comeback is a long way off, but the first steps have been taken for Vitality, and perhaps MOUZ just wanted to nip that in the bud before it really starts to show some life. There were moments in this round that could have got a little hairy, and Mezzi deals with both of them, one in the pit, one in the apartments. From what we've got to listen in, Cyclone is certainly made use of his timeouts with some great input. All love tonight in the Pharmacy Arena. So MOUZ have Brolin on a rifle, everybody else on 5.7s.
Deep smoke in Banana. Let's see how they try to utilize these things. Brolin, his M4 is going to be over in brackets. Working in tandem with Yimpat, and they're getting plenty of attention coming their way. Here's Flames with the first peek. Double kill.
Yep.
All right, well, we said we wanted when this half began, if you want to have a comeback, which player is going to be the one to step it up? Flamesy is starting to be that guy.
Yep, so far.
16-9 here on Inferno, and really kind of the engine of this early T-side comeback.
Shot out on Apex. That's a nice little steal away if he wants to grab that AK here, Exertion.
I doubt he keeps it. ZywOo's already going into the B bomb site now, so even if he were to fall all the way back to try and get into some safety, he'll be very caught off guard by the fact that the B bomb site has already been overrun by the T side.
Yeah, so unlikely then Exertion holds on to this. But they get a buy regardless. It would just be a nice bonus to have it, and it won't be kept in his hands as ZywOo deals the final blow. So gap is now 4 rounds as Vitality start to come back on this T side. Buy is in for MOUZ. AWP returns to the hands of Torji, and everybody else gets their primary choice in a rifle out. You won't be worried just yet if you're MOUZ. You know you've got some space still to play with. But you want to see a good look from them in this gun round.
I mean, if you're a MOUZ fan, you want to see some actual stopping power. You don't want to see this just fade away. If you think about it, if Vitality make this comeback happen on the T side that they've had issues with all throughout the event, like, fair play. Yeah. What an impressive run that would be. But if you're on the other side of that and you're MOUZ, and you're like, how did we let one of the weaker T-sided teams at this event just run it back on us like this?
The story we set up just moments ago about all the confidence you would get would be shattered. Good shot from ZywOo. Chance given over. Takes a dink on board, but the AK, it's superior.
And very good in the 5-on-4s Vitality. So big advantage now for them. Exertion has even backed all the way off of this B bomb site and just said, take it if you want it.
Yeah, Vitality not going anywhere just yet. They know they've got time. Eventually, they'll start having a little stroll through Banana. Flames the spearhead, making sure no one is occupying bottom Banana in these close quarters.
The longer this clock runs down before Vitality make their move, the happier Exertion is going to be. He's just thrown out the Molotov to delay a little bit. Next up is going to be the smoke. Deployed just now and extinguished the Molotov. So Vitality have a decision to make. Do they want to come up towards Banana?
They have to make it soon, because there's not a lot of time left in this round. 25 seconds. While space goes down, that should make the decision now very easy. Try and finish this B-bomb side off. And their problem, their nuisance, the bane of their existence is Exertion. And he's only got one this time. Yimpat on the follow-up. It's 2v3 as bomb goes down here for Vitality.
Vitality had left 2 lurkers on the other side of the map. MOUZ finds both of them, so that backfires completely. Now you have a 3-on-2, a man advantage for MOUZ. You've got a kit on Shui, you've got a smoke and a flash for them to utilize.
Apex moves into the church.
And Mezzi can swing off of him as well.
Better pray that Apex can step up here. Mezzi, yeah, alongside of him, they look to breach. They've got himself a double, and it's a good double from Apex. A time to strike. Yimpat against Mezzi. Mezzi's been quiet, but this will be a loud moment if he's able to step up that defuse. He's just sticking it. Oh yeah, you like that? Yimpat comes off it. He's got the headshot and the time. He's gonna hold it. No kid on his back, but he doesn't care. Finished by the Finn.
God, does this man deliver for MOUZ whenever they need it. A huge clutch to stop the bleeding. It was 4 in a row to start the half for Vitality. That comeback was looking very realistic. And Yimpat just moves it an inch out of their reach further.
And he was the player that broke FaZe Clan in that deciding game coming out of the groups with that 3K on the ramp hold. He was the player that just had the right moment at the right time and broke his opponent. Vitality can't let that be the moment that breaks them here in Rio. Final timeout used in regulation. 3 of 3.
Exertion was just starting to get into a new position when that hit comes. Good to go 1 for 1. And Mezzi just so nervous about having the defuse stuck on him. Made a footstep a little bit too early. Time enough for Yimpat to respond. And that's a feel-good moment as you feel the crowd go nuts. Yeah. And you have the AWP in Torji's hands.
Still Vitality will come back with a buy. The bomb plant ensuring the extra cash. The rounds that they've won built a nice foundation. They've got to cancel out the effect of that previous round win.
Oh, you're so fucking good. Who is Mezzi, bro? Who is fucking Mezzi, bro?
I'm him.
You are him. You are fucking him, bro.
He is Yim. And now Mezzi, he's gone forward. Exertion cleared out of Banana.
That's who Mezzi is, right there. Nice little opening provided for Vitality. Another 5-on-4, and it's Banana. Once again, that's the weakness. Torji's going to shift over with the AWP. They might swap positions with Brolin to allow 3 defenders to still hold on to A. Vitality's just going to march up and execute here.
Well, Torji can make the difference. He really could. Peeks into the open. Nice shot. Oh my god, 1 HP. Torji gets away with it. ZywOO's life gone. Oh my god, he goes for a no-scope. If he had landed that, then that would have stopped him, but he doesn't.
I think they're gonna end up saving this round if they don't get one real quick here. I'm surprised to see this many forces brought over and feeling committed to this retake.
Yeah, they're very committed to this, despite not really looking like they've got a foothold.
Yeah, and if they lose that AWP, it's a disaster. So this is the right call.
Yeah, get out of there. Get that AWP away.
But the last 20 seconds just made me very nervous for MOUZ coming over for this retake. So they'll bail out. Yeah, no point in risking all the weapons with this lead.
At least they get away. At least that mercy is given on over. And Vitality able to bounce back after Yimfat's 1v1. Important they build on this now. Here's a timeout check-in. 2 or 3 used for MOUZ. They have 1 left here in regulation. Obviously, if we go to overtime, then we get another timeout for each side. And just keep a track of that. Very important as we get deeper and deeper into regulation. You're right, that is Mezzi. That is what he does.
Yeah, they got their answer. Asked the question during the timeout. You shall find out. Mezzi, the opening kill that gets Vitality underway in the round, and MOUZ still held off of 12.
Yeah, well, they decided to use that final timeout, and I think we heard it from a quick listen in that they do like to hype each other up, and it's something MOUZ do very well. We heard it against FaZe. It was really important that let's just hype each other up every moment, every clutch, even if it's against pistols. Let's just celebrate each other's successes.
It's all well and good, but when you're on a stage and you had a 10-2 lead and you see it dwindling, you know, the conversation starts to shift, the frustration starts to grow. So Cyclone, I'm sure he's going to have a very good read of that, his finger on the pulse of where his team's at emotionally and mentally in this game, and might just want to stamp some of that out before it truly begins and kicks off. There's still a job to do. You're still just 2 rounds away from the semifinal, so it's no time to lose your nerve if you're MOUZ.
Vitality know what it's like to concede a 10-2 scoreline. felt it recently.
I like this. Torji's so efficient in CT side openings.
Oh, he's going back to check the apartments to the bedroom. Flames is waiting. It's just about a timing peak there for Torji. Never gets the chance on Flames because he took eyes away from Boiler. He'll have to retreat and play from short instead.
Apex has got a pretty tight leash on his team at the moment. In the early stage of these rounds, they're playing very deep on T-ramp. They don't want to eat any of the nade damage. They don't want to get involved in the scrappy fights with Exertion and Banana. They're content to let MOUZ have it, at least at the start of the round. Apex wants to make sure when he gets into the mid-round, he's got 5 players to control.
Exertion, ooh, peeking, getting the info that he desires. Oh, he gets away too. He did take damage on board that grenade. It might be good, it might be solid. In fact, it is real solid. A lot of health taken away from Exertion. Not where he wants to be.
Well, if you're MOUZ, you're sitting here and you're saying, okay, Vitality has control of Banana. Now they have control of brackets and they've challenged us up lane.
Ooh, brother.
Look at this defense though. This is actually horrific. All 3 players locked inside the bomb site.
Time.
This can be so disorganized. This can crumble so quickly if MOUZ get the opening kill, but at the same time, would they expect this many bodies to be in the site?
20 seconds. Apex arriving. Up through short.
Shifting away.
He's moved away. At the wrong time. Apex dies. Yimpat inside of the side. He's not alone. He's got Shue in the corner. Can they play off of one another? Shue's gone. Yimpat out of ammo. And with just enough time, Vitality get into the site. Bomb planted and surely a save now. You're so far away from this, but we're still going down Banana. They are retreating back into T-spawn now, and the ult for Torji will walk away. Their chances will come in a later round, but they are not breaking through to that map point. Vitality continue to build this T-side.
I think MOUZ had a blown rotation or a blown reposition to have all 3 players in the bomb site and kind of force Torji out back towards Library. I'm sure made everyone feel really uncomfortable in that hit. And Vitality just keep moving forward closer and closer. Good exit kills, but the round gives Vitality 8, and they're only 3 back.
This is being a bit of a collapse from MOUZ in the second half. A single round collected, and it comes down to a 1v1 where Yimfat has to come off a defuse, hit a great headshot, and get back to it. You know, it's not been a great CT side. They haven't shown the stopping power.
That's the only round they've won. 6-1 run for Vitality since we switched sides, and it's not looking like there's any issues on the T side right now here on Inferno.
Not at all. We throw that kind of out the window now.
Team ignited by Flames earlier on in this half, but the rest of them now stepping up to provide impact and carry things forward.
Who would have known that all it took for a full-scale Inferno is a little flame. And Spinks with a shot onto Yimfat. It's a great opening. Vitality have another one to play with, and you've talked about it, Jason. They've been able to win a lot of 5v4s. They've been great when they go a player up.
Yeah, and they found a number of opening kills in this half. It feels like this is swapped a little bit, where in the first half, MOUZ individually was just winning out all their gunfights, able to put a stop to Vitality, who feel like they couldn't win a gunfight to save their life. Now they are on this T side, and it's MOUZ the one who are looking silly in some of these engagements.
Exertion, God tier in the first half. And that grenade will certainly fit that title.
There's a roar of the crowd behind it as well. I wonder if that pulls anyone back. That's a trick that players will use, hearing the crowd when a nade blows up.
Well, rotation is coming, but Torji was second guessing. He actually went back, and now it's Exertion on the island up on top of first Oranges. 1 kill. 1 kill is all he'll get.
And again, save. MOUZ have not had a read of where to position themselves on this map. They're doing a really poor job of gathering information in the mid-round. And this is like the 4th save that we've seen? 3rd in a row?
Yep.
Saving with 4 players back in round 18, 3 in round 19, and now 3 again in round 20. They can't even get the right players at the right place for Vitality's endgame.
You talk about that strong first half. It's out the window now. No longer do you feel like you're in control of this game. You feel like you've lost control.
It feels like it's back to that tentative MOUZ we saw to open up on the Mirage T-half. But the problem with that on the CT side is when you're that tentative and you're that nervous, again, you're not, like I said, you're just not gathering information. You're not keeping track of them. You're not holding on to brackets control as long. You're not willing to stand and take a fight instead of use the smoke. So you don't have the intel of what Vitality is doing across the map. and time again, they've been able to crack into a weakened defense.
If MOUZ let this go, if they let this map slip, they're going to have nightmares for days to come. They've got to get a better read.
Well, they're bringing triple banana this time. I wonder if they want to take control deep. It is the op, so Torji's just going to take the shot and fall away, showing presence, and Vitality love that. They're like, okay,
that's what the op is.
Let's hustle.
Yeah, there might be a weakness on this A bomb site, so let's pounce through the top mid smoke. And they've got a lot of control here. In fact, Flames is going to wrap a round long. Sees one player drop into the pit, but that is good work from Yimpat. First is good. Zayu drop. Yimpat, that's what we're talking about. He steps up. Finally, MOUZ are going to break through once again. The player that is making the difference is this young Finn. Yimpat up to 20 kills and a triple out of the pit.
It's crazy how reliable he is in these moments. The clutch earlier on, the 2 rounds that MOUZ have won in this half are thanks to Yimpat. 1v1 clutch at the B bomb site, now this. Because you know what? You can't even blame Vitality for the reaction. It's absolutely beautiful. It's the perfect read. They had an open runway all the way to Library to wrap around the bomb site. The only thing stopping him was Jimmy. And a triple kill is going to seal it. 12-9.
Well, this is it now for the reigning Rio champions, for the incumbent. It is Vitality trying to keep their tournament life going. They've got to pull it back into overtime. No longer can they win this in regulation. 2 rounds won in this second half from MOUZ, both won by Yimpat. But they have been unable to win 2 rounds in a row. Vitality look to try and make sure that they continue that trend.
Heading over to mid again and just walking right through the smoke. Vitality have a pretty decent read of what the mid setups from MOUZ look like, and it looks like they want to keep picking up the pace. Shuhei recognizes it's coming and he backs off.
Shuhei, flash goes in. Multiple Vitality players revealed on the other side of that peak, and Spinks comes in with a headshot. Exertion in the pit though. This is a problem. They've got to deal with it inside. We certainly will. 2v3. Bomb going down here for Vitality.
Yeah, but once again, I'd be shocked if they actually commit to the retake. Torji might look for something with the AWP. Brolin might look for something with the M4, but if they don't get it soon, they're going to back off. Smoke just plumed in front of Torji. A lot of time is going to be burned off this bomb timer before they can actually progress forward, and already Brolin is setting up for exits.
So the trend continues. MOUZ unable to string rounds together.
Are they coming in late for this?
Oh my god, okay, yeah.
Torji has a Molotov. He can chuck it towards half wall.
Well, let's see if this is it. Can they close it in this moment? They nearly line up for Brolin, but without Torji's kill and Brolin not getting a double, there just is no way back in. So he'll retreat.
And that kill forces the off to take a peek, which now hits the deck, so MOUZ is going to have to reinvest into that. Money could be an issue.
And they've got $10,000 just under that for Torji, so at least he's got plenty of cash.
Yeah,
a lot of money across the board for MOUZ. All right, another step in the right direction for Team Vitality.
This is deja vu, though, back to Nuke. Remember, it was 9-12 back then when Vitality had to go on a 3-round run. They only got 2 of the 3. They're very fortunate to get away with this with the round win. They were trying to smoke off spawn arches and actually hit their own player with the smoke and plumed right in front of them. That could have been a disaster.
Yep. The MOUZ have got to realize Vitality are well acquainted with glory on the global stage. They're used to playing in front of the masses. And you know they've only got 2 rounds in front of them and they've got overtime. That would be collapse for MOUZ after a 10-2 half.
Well, MOUZ haven't liked the look of Vitality's timing hits through the smokes up middle.
Yep.
So they've over-rotated back as a setup. They've left Exertion alone at the B bomb site, and all 5 players of Vitality are here.
I mean, he's got to realize off the back of that reaction that there had to be a lot of damage done.
They didn't react the first time it happened at all.
That was louder.
Shift off of it. Yeah, this one might have been a little bit better. Shui is creeping back now because the timing isn't there for any sort of a mid-play. But both Exertion and Shuhei playing outside of the B bomb site. If Vitality hit this timing strong enough, it's a 5-on-5 retake, but there we go. Good advantage found.
That's an important kill for Shuhei. Keeps MOUZ ahead, and look at the damage done, and because that molly that they threw down, it actually slowed the attack in from Vitality. Exertion's got another one! Is this it for Vitality in Rio? Bomb plank being planted, and now we've got a 3v4 that they must recover in a post plant.
ZywOo better step up here. He's got another smoke to put down, but he wants to fight. He sees the shadow. Apex is going to re-smoke towards CT. One more smoke going to come out to Coffins, and that should be it. That should be the winning pieces of utility. Oh, but ZywOo is peeking.
The impact again. Oh, God, this kid, he can't be stopped. There will be no repeat for the reigning Rio Royals. And so Furia have their contender. MOUZ march into the semi-finals. They will be the hostile Coliseum. And for Apex, more disappointment. It is a quarter-final exit. They will not defend their crown in Rio de